Tobin Gogi is wrong. I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me.
Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit her with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still on the songs with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him. I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Just a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, what they gonna do next?
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Fight night.
Fight night.
Fight night. Man, action picked up yesterday at that weigh-in, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Angry black man. Angry old black man. Don't be crawling up next to an angry old black man who hasn't taken his medication yet.
Stepped on his
I'm
foot.
telling you.
Don't step on his foot. Slap the taste out of Jake Paul's mouth. Jesus. Took it like a champ, though. I will give Jake Paul credit there.
Well, you roided up. You can take it.
Yeah. Gave him an old slappy poo right across the old grill.
Can we talk about Mike needing to wear bigger shorts?
That's his thing. He's not going to change tradition, Vlad. He's going to go with what he's going, and he's got his Versace banana hammock.
Oh, come on.
What? What do you want me to say? That's what he is, dude. Crazy.
Is he going to wear the loincloth out there?
What? No, he's got to go classic black shorts, I would think. Are you talking about the towel?
Yeah.
The towel on top? Yeah, I would think so. You got to bring out all the nostalgia. That's what the people are there for, dude. That's what the people are there for tonight on Netflix. Doo-doo. Love that Netflix sound. Anyway, let's get the headlines, everybody. Brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen miles in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. The Miami Heat back on the hardwood tonight against the Indiana Pacers. That is a 7 o'clock tip-off from Indiana. God, that place sucks. Woo! Let me tell you something, Leroy.
All I remember about Indianapolis besides playing there is what people don't realize, the year I came out, there were so many underclassmen that came out. It was the only year they had an additional combine for all the underclassmen.
Wow.
But here's the problem. It was in February or March.
Okay.
When is the normal combine?
I think that's about right. Let me see. 20,
Yeah.
Combine. This year was in February, end of February, early March.
So they had another one, and they had farm aid. So we had to do it outdoors, and it was 45 degrees.
Wait, farm aid, as in like they had it in
The concert.
The
They
concert.
had farm aid. The concert.
That's
was-
a concert?
Yeah.
you
You don't remember back in the day?
No, when you said farm aid, immediately I was thinking like they're auctioning off tractors for charity.
No.
He's younger. Remember?
Yeah. Okay.
No,
So-
what the hell's farm aid? What is that?
It was like We Are the World type of
For
thing.
farmers?
You ever heard of Live
No.
Aid?
You know,
You ever
you know
heard
what
of
we,
Live-
you remember the song We Are the World?
Yeah.
A collaboration of all the artists. They did
So is it farm as in pharmacy?
No.
That's
You
the
ever
name
heard
of
of
the
Live Aid? You ever
Live
heard of
Aid?
I've heard of Live Aid.
This
Okay,
was
that
Farm
was the
Aid.
concert. So they did Farm Aid, which was the equivalent of Live Aid
For farmers.
for farming, because farming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So-
farming was taking a hit.
So
Guys looking
they
at my
had
nose
that going
crazy.
on at the same time. So that means we had to have our combine at the Indianapolis Colts facility outdoors.
Oof.
It was cold. So
Jeez.
we talking about running 40 shuttles, doing all that stuff outdoors.
Boy, they're really committed to Indianapolis as a place. I saw that
I
they're like
mean,
I saw I got reported this week. They're like the combine is returning to Indianapolis. I'm like, yeah, of course it is. Like, this is what they have. This is the Pacers and Caitlin Clark.
So just imagine. I think I ran my 40 in a sweatshirt.
Did you?
Yeah, it was cold, dude. I took my sweatpants off.
Should have rocked the
ran
Tyson.
the 40 and put my sweatpants back on.
Should have gone with the Versace undies.
So yeah, it was a unique, and they never did it again. They never had an additional combine. So it was crazy.
Kind of feels like your draft deserves an asterisk.
Why?
Because you had to run it in sweatpants. That sucks.
And I didn't run it. I just a sweatshirt. I took my sweatpants off.
Oh, okay.
But then wait, it didn't change the draft.
You don't think if you were a little more aerodynamic, you never know, a 40 time, you could have had Al Davis drooling over you.
In fact, me running a 4 or 5 when it was 45 degrees and windy gave me more. Oh, that guy can play.
Hold on, that's a football player.
Wait, Tobin. Was that 4-5 wind aided?
Nope.
I don't know.
Dude, no.
I don't know. You said it was windy.
Let me tell you something.
It was windy. I don't know.
But guess what? When I got done running my 240s, my eyes were dry. My lips looked like I kissed a powdered donut. And all I wanted was moisturizer. I'm telling you.
Did you skip anything? Did you skip anything at the combine?
Yeah.
What'd you skip?
I ran my 40s. I did some routes and stuff like that, and then they had some other drills, and I didn't do those because I was locked up.
Did you lift?
No. Yeah, but I think I could have did it maybe 15 times. I think the most I ever did was like 17, 18. But then I started thinking to myself, the guy said, "You doing the bench press?" And my reply was very Leroy. I said, the day I got a bench 225 off my chest, it'll be one of my last days of playing football because I'm already got.
Fair point.
So, as a running back,
I don't think the coaches liked your philosophies.
Hold on, Leroy. I have a question for you. Did you watch? Was it the UM game? Yeah, it was the UM game with that linebacker with the neck roll, with the neck pad.
Who?
The linebacker for who is it? What's the team they lost to last week?
Oh, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Georgia Tech had a linebacker that had the
neck roll.
The neck roll, and I was like, "Oh, is that an honor to you?"
No, dude. Let me tell you something. When
you don't see neck rolls anymore.
When I got concussed,
you don't see neck rolls anymore.
Hey, when I got concussed, and they took me to the hospital, I tried it. I'm like, let me see. I'm like, hey, turn.
How come science determined that the neck roll wasn't working, but the guardian cap does? Because I feel like the neck. Science would suggest the neck roll would work better because it keeps your head off from hitting the back of the canvas.
But it's not. Again, the guardian cap kind of muffles the collision.
The small ones, though, right? Isn't it supposed to be almost like for I thought the whole point of the guardian cap when it came out was for offensive linemen and defensive linemen in practice because they're knocking heads like Rams all the time.
No, not really. See, that's a big misnomer. The thing about offensive and defensive line is it's all chicken fighting. It's all hands and arms, and if you watch an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman do pass pro. That's why they do it with no pads.
I think that guardian cap doesn't work. Just on eyesight.
The theory behind it is, okay, just imagine, here, I'll give you a perfect example. If I take and I hit this can, right?
Yep.
You hear that?
Yep.
That's your head in there. Now I'll put this around it. Now it dulls it. It softens the blow.
I think the guardian cap works. Come on, look at Devon. He's been running and playing.
Nobody
very
touches
well
him though. He's too fast. He got one time.
Hey, it only takes. What are you talking? I love the way people try to.
He got KO'd. Hold on. Dude, he got KO'd across the jaw.
It only took one time for me to be up in the hospital, giving a thumbs up on the way out the stadium.
Oh, he takes Mike Tyson one punch and Jake down. And
vice versa. It only take one punch.
And you guys get upset when he hits
I don't understand how you could come with that analogy and being a fan of the fight game, knowing elbows and one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not wearing like they don't wear
Okay,
headgear that much.
okay. So think about it this way: when they spar and they put the
Yeah, but
helmet
I was talking about this with Golen surprisingly yesterday because he was asking me why people don't. This was a real question. He asked me why boxers don't wear headgear, and I was like, first of all, because nobody would pay for that, and second of all, they don't even know like how much it prevents concussions. Like the bigger element of it is to prevent cuts. Like that is the more
Right.
important thing. Is
Here's the deal: you first have to understand what a concussion is. A concussion is not the contact. A concussion is your brain being jarred inside your head. Okay? So technically, you're right that you can still get jarred enough to get a concussion.
Mhm.
But what the hit does, it softens that severe jarring because when plastic hits, it bounces off of you. You see what I'm saying? So when you have two helmets hit, both guys' helmets go back, and that creates more of a jarring. You soften that blow a little bit, and the head doesn't jar as much. Come on, man. Like, think about it. Yeah, like, I'm trying to give you some common sense as to why these things are what they are.
I just don't know if the Guardian cap works. I'm skeptical.
I'm
That's
telling
all.
you what it
Tua,
does.
and by the way, I'm not the only one. Tua is too. All right, Tua's not wearing it.
And that's, you know what, that's great for a quarterback to think that, right?
But the most concussed.
Hold on. I've seen offensive linemen wear the Guardian cap, and they're supposed to be the biggest, toughest guys in the world.
I'm telling you what it does.
It helps protect.
It softens the blow. It would be, look, think about this. If I hit you in the helmet with a pool noodle, right?
Yeah.
Versus a baseball bat, the jarring of your helmet with the baseball bat is going to be more severe because that bat is hard.
Right.
Right?
Mhm.
So if I took something and put it over my helmet, even with the baseball bat, it's going to soften the blow. You're still going to get hurt, but it's going to soften the blow from that plastic bouncing and jarring your head even more.
I get you.
And like the theory behind it is valid, right? And the reasons behind why people get concussions are valid. But understand, it is not the hit that causes the concussion, because you can get hit pretty good, but depending on how your body is positioned, your head doesn't jar as much.
I just want to know why they stopped using the old neck roll. That's why we got here in the first place.
I mean,
yeah.
because
the neck rolls, that's classic. You're a badass with the neck roll. All badass linebackers wore the neck rolls.
wore the neck roll. That's so they could get the head up in there. But see, the whole thing is you're supposed to tackle and hit what you see. That's the whole theory behind tackling. Because if you have your head up, that, you know, the jarring is not supposedly as bad. It's when you turn or when you put your head down, then that causes. So they tried to create penalties for guys that put their head down. But the problem is everybody's moving.
I bet the guy who invented that thing is probably pissed. He was probably like killing it on a patent for like a good 3 decades, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Where'd it go? All of a sudden, not here anymore." You know, maybe he was the guy that invented that stupid mitten that baseball runners wear. I hate that thing.
My God, what is that? An oven mitt?
Yeah, I hate that.
Much. Well, and you know why that is?
Yeah,
so they don't end up with one of these.
I understand, but you want to know something? It
So,
looks ridiculous.
Look, all
It
you
looks
need to do is
ridiculous.
slide and hook your thumb on the base.
I understand, but you need to be like a man, like Juan Pierre did, and hold batting gloves in your hand. That's how you did it.
Same concept. Keep your thumb out of it.
Yeah, that's what JP did.
But I bet you JP right now would have had that glove on.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Hard to say. I don't think he would have. He's pretty old school.
Dude, why you haven't look? This is what I don't understand with this dude here.
Just looks stupid.
He was leading the charge in the Tua
protection.
But yeah.
Jiu-jitsu.
And now they have methods designed to protect players in multiple sports, and you are 100% against them.
Not 100% against him. I just think it looks goofy, and I don't know that it works.
How do you know if somebody's stealing the bait? Well, wait. What's more goofy?
Yeah.
A guy with a glove on, or when Shohei tried to steal a base like this?
Oh, so it's just stupid. Like you look like what do you got? Like
His
you're taking
arm was broken.
taking out the cookies.
This proves my point once again. Tobin's a sports fan that likes with fringe thoughts. With fringe fans' thoughts. He wants not only to be entertained, but he also wants the players to look good while they're entertaining.
Of course.
Wait,
of course.
Well, we don't,
so if Juan Pierre steals a base, do you care where these holding gloves that have the oven mitt on?
I can't live in a hypothetical world where Juan Pierre's wearing an oven mitt because the man was the best base stealer and he did it like a G, which was holding your batting gloves in your hand.
You know why? Because that was all that was available at that time. Why don't you get out of the Stone Ages and progress with your sports?
J-Fig, write down for next spring training when we talk to Juan Pierre that we need to ask him if he would have worn the oven mitt. I bet he says no.
I bet you he says yes.
I bet you he says yes. He would have stolen more bases with the oven
Right, well,
mitt.
now I got to get him on tomorrow. I mean, I'll get him on next week. Now I need an answer to this. Take a quick break. Back after this.
McDermott, he can really throw him.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. I sent Leroy
Just like he did.
Yeah, that one last night. Look, the Panthers lost. Was it really a loss whenever Jonah Gadjovich knocked somebody the hell out? I wouldn't go against the Devils, but Jonah Gadjovich walks away 2-0. That was great. I always loved the leverage game in the hockey fight too. They were circling each other. They were like they were sizing each other up, Leroy, and then they get the grab. They grab the jersey, and so you kind of like the jersey fabric uppercut right there, and then the haymakers start going because someone's got to throw the overhand right, and it looked like he was about to get Vlad, and then boom over the top he dropped him.
That last punch, your Plagans had a great call of it. I'm gonna play right now.
Here we go. This is a heavyweight battle. This is
McDermott and
the
Gadjovich.
main event. Gadjovich and McDermott, two of the toughest combatants in the business right here, sizing each other up in the circle down to our left. Gadjovich and McDermott, they lock horns. They exchange rights. A couple come in from Gadjovich, the left from McDermott, tries to go with the right-left combo, and then Gadjovich to the right of his own. The battle spills out to the top of the circle. Gadjovich holding back McDermott, the helmet off Gadjovich. Oh, he dropped him with a couple of stiff shots upstairs. And down goes McDermott, and then they're separated by the linesman. What a scrap that was, and I tell you what, there were some heat behind those punches coming in from those two. And the way that fight went, Billy, McDermott looked like he gained the upper hand, and then Gadjovich
until the very end
took over at the end.
very end. He hit him with a ball.
Man, it only takes one. It only takes one, dude.
You know what I hate?
What?
I look at the private chat.
Yeah.
And I see, you want some sound.
Yeah.
And I read the titles.
Right.
I'm already annoyed.
Okay.
I know.
We haven't even heard. We haven't even heard it yet.
Leroy, I haven't even said it, and then when I saw the cut that he wanted, I'm like, I already know what's gonna happen. He's gonna get excited again. You know that.
Me?
You know he's gonna get excited. Yes, you're gonna start. Oh,
Hard to say. I don't know what I'm gonna feel.
what? I know you.
Hey.
I know you because you can't stay mad at this person for so long. You can't.
Well, I mean, Erik.
I mean, listen, I was over it. I licked my wounds. I took it under the chin. He owned it, and and I thought we were going to move forward.
It's 2 days already.
Right, it's past 24-hour period.
That's right.
Like we are, and then I read this, and just read the title, and I'm right back where I was, and I haven't even heard what he had to say.
He's referring, of course, to Erik Spoelstra. Erik Spoelstra yesterday, as they practiced in Indiana, was asked, I believe he was asked by Jason Jackson, is there anything you have to bring that you have to correct from the Pistons game, or do you just leave it where it was? And, Erik Spoelstra had some thoughts, but he had a quote that, makes him the beautiful maniac that he is. And this is Erik Spoelstra.
Right where I started.
This is Erik Spoelstra on the ending of the Pistons game.
When you lose those, you just have to embrace all of it. We are an incredible profession. That's what I love about it the most. Even as horrible, as bad as I felt after the game, it's what makes you feel alive in this league. When there's competition and there's consequences. If there wasn't consequences, you wouldn't feel the elation, from great wins. But there's also the other side of it, and we've had 2 games where it was 2 totally different emotions, and we'll get better from it.
Wow.
I am feeling the other side of it. Erik, I was done.
Yeah.
I was ready to move forward with Indiana.
Right.
And then you reel me back in.
Well, he's just, I don't think, what's wrong with what he said? Like, that's what makes him the great coach that he is. Like, he's just basically saying.
No, that makes him a great talker.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying.
He made a mistake.
I know, but we were past it.
We were
done. I wasn't going to even talk about that. I was ready to move on to Indiana.
I mean,
right. And now he sucked me back in to relive it.
Did he
Tobin,
say that?
over and over again. Look,
It was all scabbed up, and then you opened
Yeah.
it again.
right. I took the Band-Aid off too soon.
I don't know what to tell you, dude. What's he supposed to do? Say I don't want to talk about it?
No. And say, look, you make a mistake, you grow from it, you move on. And right now we're concentrating on Indiana. Boom, done.
Right.
But no, it makes me feel alive. No, it doesn't. It crushes me.
I think
I
it's
feel dead.
no. I think that's what make it. But I think the deadness and the sadness is what makes Erik
I
Spoelstra feel
felt like-
alive.
I felt like the start of They Not Like Us. I see dead people. That's how I felt.
You want to know what it is? It's basically like it's almost like being a degenerate gambler. And they always say the highs are the same whether you win a big jackpot or when you see the chips about to be raked away and you lose everything. That those feelings, those heightened feelings are the same. So I think Erik Spoelstra, in a lot of ways, the crushing losses are the same as the high highs.
No.
You feel like,
Wait a minute.
obviously, one feels good and one feels bad. But
Okay,
the
yeah.
sensations,
I like
the,
to listen.
the sensations are just as heightened for the losses,
Let me
the
ask you
crushing
a
losses,
question.
as they are for the wins.
Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
You feel better after Blue Chew or getting kicked in the nether regions?
Well, I mean, obviously, after some Blue Chew.
Okay. The excitement is still there, but one feels god awful bad.
I don't think that's the same, dude.
Yes,
I don't-
it is.
I don't think that's the
felt
same.
I felt like he just kicked me in the junk.
Don't you? All right. Isn't there?
Nothing's worse than that.
Aren't there
Right.
sensations though in thrill rides?
You're either
and
on
the
this side or the other side.
No, aren't there sensations though in thrill rides and the relief of it being over? Like they're both very extreme feelings.
No.
They both make you feel alive.
Terrible analogy.
I don't think it is.
Terrible analogy because when you get on the ride, you already know you're going to experience these things. Okay. I did not expect to experience what I did on Tuesday, but then to make it worse, after I had gotten over it, to relive it because it made him feel alive.
I think Dr. Toboggan's right. I think Spo enjoys pain.
He's a masochist? Is
Might
that the
be.
one who
I mean,
enjoys
he's-
pain or gives pain?
I think the whole Lido organization is a bunch of masochists, but in a good way. In a good way.
Basically, basketball nipple clamps.
I guess. Well, listen, I finally got over that situation and got the nipple clamps off. By the way, I did have nipple clamps for a segment.
Sure
That's
did. Right when a tour was going on too.
Yeah. So glad we had the dartboard of doom, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
I had to
This-
wear nipple clamps for a segment.
Oh,
So
Woof.
so I got the nipple clamps, and the old studio at 790, they had the open window. And
oh no.
there was a class
People
walking by, and I'm sitting there just with
Did you just say
Masochist.
class?
what?
Did you say class?
A class walked
it was a
by
class.
on the
A
tour.
group of people.
Yes.
were
and
they were
walking
like-
on the tour, and
I'm
they saw your
sitting
nipples.
across from 'em, and they all look. They all get up close to the window and say, "Is he? Yeah."
Yeah, he is. Right under
I've never
his
seen man boobs before.
right under his Bethune Cookman dry fit. It says a masochist is a person who derives gratification from their own pain or humiliation. Yeah, maybe he is. I don't know.
Anybody that feels alive after a tough loss like this, I mean, come on. That's
Schmeeth and-
weird.
Schmeeth and Schmolnick says Tobin is a snackokist. He's right. Love snacks. I don't think it's that crazy what he said. Like, I understand him being that competitive and that crazy. Like, I think that there is like there's not a big line between, like, what do they say? It's winning and misery, right? Like, that's the Pat Rileyism. So it's like there's this very thin line, but both are the extremes that you have to teeter totter back
But
from.
here's the deal. That's at the end of the season.
Yeah, this kind of
I don't think it is at the end of the season.
It
Leroy.
is, dude, like
I think
come
it's the same against the Hawks as it is for Larry O'Brien.
no. Come on, guys. There's context. There's ways of losing that's gonna hurt. And the coach being him. There's players like
Vlad, do you ever wonder though, like why Erik Spoelstra loves the "we have enough" games during a regular season? Because
it's to show that
he likes to cook. Like he's like, the routine of it all. Like when he really gets to, get into the nitty gritty of it, and it falls out of routine. Like he likes to spice it up a little bit. That's why I always say a West Coast Spo gets frisky and kinky. That's why we saw Kalel Ware. He likes to spice it up.
Hey,
But now it's Midwest Central Spo, and he's calling timeouts when he doesn't have one.
Bland.
that's not bland.
Oof.
That's it. That was indecisive, Spo.
No, it was too decisive.
You
Spo.
know, he was going to put Kalel in. He wasn't going to put him in. Then it just got all helter-skelter. The one thing that I would say with Spo is no matter how pissed off he gets, he always has one thing, poise. And that was he said it himself.
Voice.
He said it himself that he lost his damn mind. That's it. And that's fine. That's fine. We do that ever so often.
No, not me, dude. I don't lose my poise.
Wait, what?
I don't lose poise.
What?
You can't tell me that. I'm not.
You lost your poise Tuesday, Wednesday.
We had to shoot you with a tranquilizer gun.
About what?
You were so upset after that loss on Wednesday. You were just as upset as Spo. And Lord knows we can't. Let's not talk about last season. How many times you had to be tranquilized?
I mean, it was a bad season.
Dang.
So you say you were poised during all that?
Well, I always come back no matter what. I'm always back and ready for the next one. You know, like I'm ready to get hurt again tonight. It's fine. Doesn't bother me. I'm ready. Let's go. You know, I would like, more Kalel Ware, please. But, that's another story for another day. Another story for another day.
Is Jimmy playing tonight?
No.
He
did post, though. Could be something, could be nothing. He did post on his Instagram a picture of him rehabbing with the caption, loading.
You mean load managing? Come on, dude. That was too easy.
Well, that's what he put.
That was too easy.
It might say buffering soon.
Buffering.
Well, you don't have the same pep in your step like Jimbo right now. Try Blue Chew. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Now you can chew it and do it. And the great part is, guys, it is online. There are no doctor's visits, no awkward conversations to have, no pharmacy visits. Just get shipped right to you in a discreet package. And I got a great deal for all our listeners out there. You guys can try Blue Chew for free when you use the promo code SHOWPONY. You use the promo code SHOWPONY at checkout. You're paying just $5 for shipping, but you are getting an entire month supply of Blue Chew for free. So what do you got to lose, guys? Go to BlueChew.com today. Use the promo code SHOWPONY. You won't be missing any back-to-backs. There won't be any load managing. Well, maybe there will be. I don't know. Depends on how you go and carry it out. But either way, Blue Chew is going to work for you. That's BlueChew.com. Use the promo code SHOWPONY. BlueChew.com. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you up till 2 here on the program as we got a busy sports weekend ahead. Though no Canes. The Canes are have the week off, which bums me out a little bit. I kind of wish there was some Canes football to bounce back from.
Give up 30 on the bye week.
Come on, man. See what Cam Ward did? See what Cam Ward did for his O-line?
What?
Got everybody diamond chains with their numbers on them.
Cool.
That was kind of a cool move.
That NIL money's good.
Yeah, spreading that NIL money, dude. Better than when Fitzpatrick bought everybody on his offensive line a Yeti cooler with his face on him. Bum. Hey, join WQAM in Hollywood from the Joe Rose Show this Sunday at 1 p.m. at the Tamarack Moose Lodge at Rock Island Road in Tamarack. You guys can watch Miami take on Las Vegas in pro football action. Enjoy ice cold beer specials and get yourself entered to win a golf foursome to the Jacaranda Golf Club in Plantation. Dolphins, of course, take it on the Raiders. Game Day Uncensored comes your way at 9 a.m. on Sunday. Dolphins a touchdown favorite against the Raiders against Minshew Mania.
He moves around a little bit, so there's that.
He'll throw him up. He'll throw him up. He'll give you some, you see anybody who's got more picks than TDs these days, you're going to have some opportunities, Leroy.
I will say this. Don't they have Bowers?
They do.
He's the real deal.
He's the real deal, dude.
He is the real deal. I think he leads the league in receptions.
Let me see. Bowers. Yeah, everybody was saying, like, out of college, he was going to be the truth and has not been a disappointment. Bow, bow, bow. Receiving. This is a.
Just worried about Max Crosby.
This is a segment we like to call Tobin Looks Up the Internet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why
he's 57. He's not number one, but he's top 7 right now.
Okay.
And he has some guys have 10 games. He has 9. But yeah, good season by him so far.
Well, then maybe before last week, but I'm almost positive they said at some point he was leading the league.
I think Jamar Chase leads everything right now.
Oh my goodness.
He is the leader of all. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Well, you frustrated at all with this whole not getting Tyreek Hill the ball thing? Like, I'm hearing the explanations this week from, Wes Welker, and everybody's got to be more pristine. And I know that they're doing the shells and they're pressing him and all that stuff. But like, Jamar's getting his numbers. I'm sure people haven't used this theory on him. I mean, he's not like a moose compared to Tyreek Hill. Like, what gives? Like, why is and taking the Tua games out of it? Tua's been back now for 3 games, and we haven't really had that Tyreek Hill game.
There's a couple of things. You have to understand the way their offense operates. They run a lot of crossing stuff, a lot of get the ball out, and just by giving a look, they can have Tua look the other way. Right? So it's not necessarily a thing where Jamar Chase goes down the field a lot. Tyreek doesn't. They run that intermediate stuff. And if you come down and double Tyreek, then Tua's just looking the other way.
Yeah, but what's changed? Like they did run it. Like we've seen plenty of bomb skis to him.
Different stuff, but a lot of it was, run after the catch.
Not always. Like
not always. No, I'm not saying always, but for the most part, like this offense doesn't really operate getting one guy the ball, even though.
Well, it did last year. Like that was like last year. It was all about him.
Keep in mind, Waddle was out a lot too.
Not that much.
Banged up.
He was banged up, but he wasn't out that much. No, they said last year the goal was to get Tyreek Hill the football a lot, and they did. And obviously, they're running more, they're spreading the wealth a little bit more. But I miss cheetah bombs, dude. What gives?
Here's the problem with what you're saying. Are you about cheetah success or dolphin success?
Cheetah success last year led to more Dolphin success.
Not without Tua.
Tobin success.
Yeah, I'm taking the Tua games out of them. I'm talking about the last games. I'm saying with the games that Tua's been in, he's really only had like the one breakout half against Jacksonville.
Right.
You know, I'm just asking. Like, he hasn't had bad games. You know, he's shown up, but I'm saying, like, I would say, like, he hasn't broken a game yet. Like, we've seen this guy pick up a fumble and run to the house with it. And I understand.
I get what you're saying, but would you rather not have as much success or not have the offense operate the way it is trying to get Tyreek the ball? There's a lot of things that go into it versus, you know, what you're saying. The other thing is that Jamar Chase is the only guy. They spread the wealth around. They throw it to a lot of different people. They've gotten the tight end involved even more. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but he's had a lot. I mean, this year, because they're losing some guys, but they've obviously had a very high flying offense this year. They're throwing the Dolphins' offense hasn't been nearly as good this year.
Also, let's think about this.
Tua
hasn't had the numbers that he had last year either.
He has. Well, I guess that's what I'm asking, Leroy, because they're putting it under the guise of, well, we're getting defended different. Which, okay, I'm not going to dispute that. They're watching the film, but when you have guys the talent of Waddle and Tyreek, like, I'm sure people have tried to take away Randy Moss before, and he still got his every once in a while. And it feels like they've gone almost ultra safe rather than trying to press the issue on it.
I think there's a lot of things at work here. One, it seems like since Tua's gotten back, they made a conscious effort to get the ball out of his hands. Okay, that shortens a lot of pass patterns. Two, they've done a lot more stuff around the line of scrimmage with Achane and Jonnu Smith and things like that. So that's going to take some stuff away. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, like, you got a whole bunch of rotations and movements with your offensive line. So all these things in mind, you're trying to be successful as best you can, taking all those things. That's not even talking about the defense. That's not even talking about what the defense is and what your reads are, depending on what defense you see. See, as a defense, you can do things that make a quarterback look a certain way, right? You can do that. Now, you can still try to find ways to get Tyreek open, but you're also exposing your quarterback a little bit more.
Cody says
there's a lot of things that come into play with why the ball hasn't gone to Tyreek down the field more.
Cody says Reek would be doing the same with Boudreaux. Boudreaux is a way better QB. Here's what I would say to that, Cody, just in retort. We've already seen this quarterback and receiver tandem literally have more success in Tyreek Hill's career than any other QB that he's had. He's had Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
So it's not like we haven't seen Tua be able to utilize Tyreek Hill. That's why I'm kind of confused by it. And it feels
you're more upset with the offensive coordinator, or
I've wondered. Yeah, I guess I've wondered with McDaniel, like, is he letting the defenses dictate him a little bit too much? I don't know.
Again, as a defense, I can roll a coverage a certain way to just make you look the other way. You see what I mean? That's the true art of offensive football, is that your job is to hit the open guy, not to hit a guy. Now, can they do something? I wish they would do one thing that would kind of change how they defend Tyreek and Waddle. Motion Tyreek to the same side as Waddle. Then what? Then what? You see what I mean? All those motions you're running, try that motion, that quick motion to the same side of Waddle, and then have them run a route. Instead of most of the time having them on different sides of the ball.
Used to be the greatest show on turf, dude. Had that motion in the ocean.
So that's so bad.
One, fire the bum guns.
You got Tyreek Hill on his season here, Vlad. This was the cheetah. He was asked about it yesterday.
You know what? I feel like for me, man, I feel like I took a step forward, in my game, man. Our position coach, he has helped me develop, becoming a full, a full receiver, which is blocking, being stronger at the catch point, running precise routes and stuff like that, man. So a lot of people, a lot of people look at the numbers and say, oh, he was this and that, man. But I feel like as a player, I feel like I've gotten better, as a leader, I've gotten better. And I just feel like I've gotten better in that sense.
Yeah, don't get arrested.
Well, technically it was detained.
Oh, you call it detained. We call it arrested.
It's exactly what I wanted coming into the season too, was Tyreek Hill to improve his blocking.
But I look, I get everybody. Like, this is what we do as fans. We go to the numbers and let the numbers dictate how a player is or isn't doing.
But that's easy, Leroy, because it's easy to go to the numbers.
Right.
You don't. Okay, here's a great example, right? You can go at the end of a season and see somebody's stats, and then you're like, wow, he threw for 4,200 yards. He threw for 30 touchdowns. He only threw for like 13 interceptions. You're going to look at that and be like, this person had a great season.
Except Tua.
No, just any quarterback.
Right.
I'm just saying any player, you can easily go back at their numbers and look at it. But as the fans and the media, we look for the moments. And when those players don't come through in those moments, then that's when you start criticizing them. Because if you look at the numbers, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And the numbers, you look at somebody's numbers, you can be like, oh, this person had a great season.
Yeah, I don't think he's fallen off, lad. I definitely just feel like this is, I don't know, it's been a product of definitely a shift in philosophy for them. Maybe they think ultimately a well-balanced offense will translate better by the end of the year. But they almost, like Tua and Tyreek, once a game last year, or for the last 2 years, they felt inevitable. Like you could do whatever you wanted, and there was going to be a point of the game where they beat you.
Here's another thing. Have you ever seen a ball thrown down the field to Tyreek where he was single covered?
Not lately, no.
Last year, that happened a lot.
Yeah, not lately.
So
usually there's
again,
like 3 guys around him now.
Again, so understand what you're asking. And so you're saying, hey, just chuck it up. If there's 2 or 3 guys running with Tyreek, somebody else got to be open, right? Tua's hitting that guy. Does that mean Tyreek's having a bad year because they're making a conscious effort to put a guy way over the top?
I think I'm putting it more on McDaniel than I am Tyreek, but not like I'm not. It's not a matter of
object of offense is to get a guy open.
I get you.
Not the guy open.
I get you, but like he's still the fastest guy in the damn league. Like there's never a point.
I just explained to you what they're doing.
I know you explained it to me.
So
I know you explained it to me. But you don't think this isn't happening to any other? Like that's what my point was with Jamar Chase.
Not necessarily.
You think he's only getting civil covered every game that goes into against the Bengals? They're like, boy, we really got to stop Gesicki.
And Gesicki's having a hell of a year.
He's having a nice year, but like they're not going into these games thinking they got to take him away. They got to think how do we get rid of Jamar Chase? We got to take a break. We're way up against it. We'll get back into it. Well, here Wes Welker had some thoughts on it as well. He was not wearing a big helmet when he said these. Back after this.
Our Tua.
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get to headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Cats lose 6-2 last night, so they lose both games to the Devils this week. But hey, Jonah Gadjovich, he was 2-0. Monster haymakers.
Dude, that last one. Drop. Like, buddy,
Drop.
like he got hit and he was like, oh, like, all right, let me stop this right now.
Take a knee.
Yeah, he took a knee. He's like, all right, I can't take any more of this.
They got a hell of a test coming up this weekend. Winnipeg is here tomorrow. Winnipeg has been absolutely on.
Still 15-1.
Nah, they lost last night. They lost to the Lightning.
So Cats got to look out for that. They got that, and then they will go on the road for a couple. They got a home and home with Winnipeg this upcoming week, Saturday, and then they go north of the border on Tuesday.
That's weird, isn't it?
That is pretty weird. That is a weird trip, lad. That is. And then they have Chicago that week too, and then they'll be back for 3 for Thanksgiving week. So good games.
Is it Canadian season time?
Getting there. They got Winnipeg. Toronto's here the day before Thanksgiving. I'm sure that's going to be flooded with just annoying Leafs fans.
Man, damn, we're gonna be busy that Wednesday.
Hey, during the holidays between Thanksgiving and Christmas and it's the New Year, number Canadian teams come down here.
I'm saying, but damn, we got you got Bucks Heat next week, right?
No, Sixers. No, you're right. No, next week is Sixers on Monday, and then the week after that, Thanksgiving week, I believe.
Thanksgiving week,
Tuesday. I don't know if it's a Tuesday or Wednesday.
It's a Tuesday game. It's a Tuesday night because it's the last.
Is this it's the following week? That's
right.
A short week for the Dolphins.
Right, the Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they play 3 games in 13 days.
Yeah. Because they got Vegas, then they got New England, and then they have Green Bay on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. We used to. It's. Let me tell you how a player thinks. Okay. Why did we love the Thanksgiving game?
10 days off.
It's like a second bye week.
Oh.
But here's the deal. Before that game, everybody looked at each other and said, look here. Let's not go out here BSing. Had this man have us in here on the weekend.
Yep.
Right?
You want to enjoy that.
If we play well enough, we'll get off until next Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah. So we had already booked our flights on Friday. We was balling.
Wow.
We put it on them.
Heat, they're back on the hardwood tonight against the Indiana Pacers at 7. This is an NBA Cup.
Still should have got that
game.
Turkey leg.
I know. Randy took it from you, dude.
Randy took it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Turkey leg.
Yeah.
Were you there? Like, were you there? Like when
there.
with the like that was who was it? It was like it was you, was Randy, was Chris, or was just Randy?
Me, Randy, Chris, Jake Reed, Matthew Stafford, Randall Cunningham, Robert Smith. Yeah. I think we beat them 40 something to 20 something. And Randy got the turkey leg. Let me give you his numbers.
Yeah, 3 catches, 159 yards.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns. I didn't remember that.
Ridiculous.
Ooh, hey, I just realized we were standing on the sideline when he caught a hitch, just a regular old hitch. and just ran down the sideline, and we were like, he's faster than he looks, huh? He have them long strides, and he the only wide receiver that wore them big thigh pads. He wore big thigh pads.
The Heat will get going tonight. 5:45 is pre-Heat. 7:00 is your tip-off for the NBA Cup group play game. So you're playing on another blue court tonight.
Can you beat them? I don't like them. I don't like them more than, they've surpassed you guys. They surpassed you guys. I don't like them.
They've surpassed
I don't like them
us?
Well, in my hatred of.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know. You can't even say why either, right? It just,
I don't even know why. I just don't like.
You know why?
No,
you know, like, I mean, but you know what? It's funny. If you don't like him, he handles himself quite well.
He does, but
it's almost too good.
It's the way he shoots.
There are players who have punchable faces. I have a player on my team, Karl Anthony Towns, great player, has a punchable face.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton has a punchable face.
But for different reasons, though.
Right.
Because everybody says Cat is soft. He don't do the grunt work. He's a big. He don't like being in the paint. But Halliburton, it's a weird thing. It's just he has success. He's a little awkward, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything wrong. So I tell him like I tell some of my friends. I've said this to my friends. I'm like, look, buddy, it's not you, it's me. I know you're a nice dude, but you're annoying AF. It's me. It's a me problem, right? Hopefully this won't ruin our friendship because you're a good dude. I have friends like that they just and I know it's a me problem. And I tell them sometimes I get annoyed. It's not you, it's me. I need to learn how to handle things. That's what Tyrese Halliburton is. He don't do nothing wrong.
That's not even the most annoying guy on their team. The most annoying guy on their team by far, and he always kicks the Heat's ass is TJ McConnell.
Oh,
TJ McConnell. I mean, I don't know what his career numbers are against the Heat, but I would say they're better than Larry Bird would be. He kills the Heat always, no matter the uniform. TJ McConnell, he's a Mount Rushmore intangibles right now.
Oh, he's the epitome of
he holds the gavel at the intangibles meeting.
So you know what you got to do? I'm gonna tell you what you do. You put intangible on intangible.
What?
So you take Tyler, you got him.
Oh,
they're not gonna put him on. They're not gonna put McConnell on.
Can I tell you a little secret? All right, it's very noticeable. The other intangibles take Tyler Herro personally.
Because they don't want.
They do. Him, Pritchard, they hate him. I don't know if it's because he's just cooler.
Why, right?
I don't know if it's because he's cooler. He gets the money. He gets
exactly what it is.
He gets whatever he wants.
He's invited to the cookouts. They still trying to get an invitation.
Yeah. I don't know. Who did I see the other day? Somebody was like, some Bostonian came out and was like, Pritchard, he could average 27. I'm like, what would that team be? 3 and 79?
Yeah, Tyler's cool, bro. He's got swag.
I'm telling you, the intangibles.
It's weird. It's weird from this standpoint. Tyler's a baller, right? And he's gotten better. But and we all say, that number is 26, 27 when you get into your prime. Why does nobody see it? Because whenever there was a trade rumor, the first thing they would say is, we don't want Tyler.
I was talking about this with Vlad the other day during one of the breaks, and we were saying he's having an incredible season. He's definitely playing better. He's playing more efficient. He's grown. There's been two things that have hindered him, Leroy, that are I think he would say
injuries.
One of them is injuries, his durability, and especially durability in the playoffs. One of them was a fluke. The other one was kind of like a weird groin thing where he just wasn't himself. But he hasn't had a playoff moment since the bubble, since he was 19.
Yeah, but
so I think it's one of those.
There's a lot of players that young that have been given the benefit of the doubt from having that moment, saying we know he has it in him.
Yeah,
right?
but people talk
And
about
there's
that.
guys that have written careers and gotten long extended careers because everybody has seen that moment and said he can help us.
Yeah, I'm saying look, he's for sure playing better.
Yeah.
Just the way he's playing. If you watch Tyler Herro, he's just playing a smarter style, a more efficient style. He's finally leaned into, I'm one of the best shooters in the league. Let me shoot it 10 times from beyond the arc.
A lot of that has to do with the way the team is set up too, because now everybody else on the team is looking to him instead of to somebody else
Sure.
to be the catalyst behind the scoring. And so he's got also that thing too, where he doesn't have to defer.
Well, that goes into my point and goes into what Tobin put out on the Tobin YouTube channel. Everybody go subscribe and watch. He's got a running mate that doesn't hinder him. He doesn't have fat ass that's slowing the ball down and bring it up. He has a running partner in Terry Rozier.
Right.
Though Terry's not playing well,
he plays a complementary
but he plays
game.
a complementary style, a complementary game where they
look for each other.
That's one thing that you saw when they made that comeback. Tyler wasn't waiting. They was like, boom, let's go.
Yep.
Let me penetrate. Let me get down the lane. Oh, let me kick out. Boom. Instantly, the minute he got that ball, he shot it. That's the reason why I'm seeing you. When you got somebody that has the same mindset with you, or they're on go, you're gonna play better. Kyle Lowry, unfortunately, he was old, so there was a lot of slowing up the ball. Tyler doesn't have to worry about that now.
Luis says Lowry was Jimmy's best friend. Poor Tyler. Tyler, I think, really likes Kyle Lowry. I think they're quite close. A lot of people love Kyle Lowry.
Good person, just
the only person who didn't love Kyle Lowry was the hoop, because he never shot at it. No love.
And that's it. And he would tease you, because then he'd come out and go 4 for 5 from 3 and have 20 points.
I would watch this guy for 3 years, and I'd be like, and the most shocked I've ever been watching a Heat game was when Eric Reed told me he was like number 13 all time in 3-pointers. I'm like, that's not he shot? When did he shoot? This happened over his career?
Yeah, the Toronto days.
I guess so, dude. He's not looking so hot in Philly, by the way, but he's old.
You can't get rid. Come on, man. You think Kyle Lowry's gonna stop eating a cheesesteak?
No.
Come on, man.
Take a break.
Remember
Take
that?
a break.
Remember that when you talk about look, he worked out at the UFC gym.
Those,
oh my God,
those were the days.
So excited.
I did like that. I did like that. I did like that.
So excited.
The UFC sent out a montage of him. I was like, oh, this is good. Then he was hanging out with Wilder and Ngannou.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it was good, dude. It was good.
Wasn't.
That was a great day.
Listen, if I hang out with Denzel, it don't make me a damn actor.
What?
I'm just saying. You think because he hanging out with Wilder and all them guys, it make him any different than Kyle Lowry?
Just made me happy.
Okay. Until he played basketball.
Well, we got him on the downside. Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, you rascals. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, Whiskey Stars and Cigars is almost here. It's presented by WQAM and Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. Talk sports with the WQAM staff next Wednesday, November 20th at Tabacon Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. You can enjoy a sample of Aberfeldy 12-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey and a cigar from Drew Estate. That is next Wednesday, the 20th at Tabacon Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. It's presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall, your 2023 Dealer of the Year, and sponsored by the Main Man. There's always a better help you flip your biz and cash out big than the Main Man, and brought to you by the injury law firm of Cohen and Judah, where a partner handles every single case. Call them today at 866-FAIR-FEE. We got heat action tonight. We got Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson tonight. The weigh-ins yesterday got spicy. You have they weighed in very close. Tyson weighed in at 228 pounds, 227 for Jake Paul. Remember, for everybody who's interested in the places you can gamble on this tonight, it is 8 2-minute rounds, 14-ounce gloves. So just so you know, heavyweight boxing matches, usually 3 minutes, 10 ounces. So they are trying to make this seem less dangerous for Iron Mike with shorter rounds, bigger gloves.
It's always less dangerous for Iron Mike.
Well, Jake Paul's recently fought professionally.
I understand, but this guy Mike has over 40 years of experience of knowing how to.
Oh, he has over 40 years, all right. He has over 40 years. He almost has 20 years over the year 40.
I would say
Tyson won a championship before Jake Paul was born.
That doesn't help your guys' argument here.
I know.
I know he's old, ladies and gentlemen. We do know he's old, but we also know that, like you said earlier, if a guy hits you, especially a guy of Mike Tyson, doesn't matter how old he is, if he's 61, if he hits you and he catches you right, you're falling. Doesn't matter. He doesn't. You don't lose power.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, and I believe you, Vlad. But the other side is moving. And at 27, he might be able to move quicker than them punches.
Right, but
from a 60-year-old.
True, but that 27-year-old has never weighed that much in his life. He put on some weight and
how much does Jake Paul weigh?
227.
In the last fight, he was like 185 or 1.
No. He usually weighs in around 200, 190.
That's a 27-pound
increase. It is. It's a big increase. It is a big increase for sure. But I would say that's, I would say he is at an age where it's probably going to be tougher for him to go back down. Like usually the bigger thing is, all right, is his power going to carry hitting a bigger person? But in this case, the bigger person is pushing 60.
Right.
So there is that. Like it is one of those things where, all right.
And how long is too long to be off?
4 years, and that's 4 years against Roy Jones, where they both said they were going to take it easy. I don't think Mike Tyson had any.
Roy Jones looked like old boy in The Great White Hype.
He
had the belly.
Damon Wayans.
Hey, he said, "You trying to embarrass me in front of the kids." Told him up.
He did not look great. That's for sure. Then yesterday, Jake Paul goes and goes at him. He walks over to him and he steps on his feet. And this, of course, causes Mike Tyson to smack him right in the face.
Boy, that Brooklyn came out of him instantly. Bro. You don't step on boys. You don't step on people's feet.
He did slap him, though. Come on.
Well, you wanted him to punch him? If you punched him,
Mike Tyson would have punched him.
Old Mike Tyson might have choked him.
Yeah.
Hey, of
course. Listen, Mike Tyson.
Does it go the distance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is going to be disappointing. I'm telling you.
Mike.
No, it would be.
It's
more entertaining if Mike Tyson took him out.
Of course, the number one thing we all want to see is Mike Tyson knock Jake Paul out. That is the entire economy of Jake Paul fights. Is we want to see. If we didn't want to see this man, nobody has tuned in. Nobody has tuned into a Jake Paul fight, Leroy, hoping at the end of the day Jake Paul really showed us.
Right.
Like we want to see this man get flatlined staring at the lights. But the man is also very calculated, and he has fought smaller individuals, older individuals, non-punching individuals, NBA players, and now he's fighting a guy that's close to collecting Social Security.
So my question is, and I'm going to ask you this. Are we underestimating Jake Paul's boxing abilities?
I've always said this. Jake Paul is not a good boxer, but he's not.
Mike McDaniel the question.
I am answering it. He's not a good boxer by the technicalities, but everybody thinks he's an embarrassment in the ring. Like, I think they tune in to say this is an embarrassment sport. And I've not watched Jake Paul fights and been like, this is an embarrassment.
Right.
I watch everything. Okay.
And the reason why you can say that is because you've seen all levels of boxing.
Right.
So you have more of a base to compare it to than a lot of people who only watch pay-per-views.
For example, I also watched Frank Gore. I love Frank. But that fight against Darren Williams was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
It's two guys, two novices fighting, man.
I understand, but I'm like, that is one of those things where, like, I barely wanted the television on, Vlad. Like,
okay,
Jake Paul fights are not one of these things where you watch. There's been bad fights. Like, the first Tyron Woodley fight wasn't very good, and honestly, the second one wasn't very good up until he knocked him out.
And the one that he did lose, he actually was with a guy who had a little bit more experience than he did.
Right, and a very little experience, because that guy is barely a boxer. He's basically a reality TV star, and he beat him. So I'm telling you, from a skill set stand, like, if you're talking about the technicalities of the sweet science, nah, he's not like at a professional or a champion's level. That's why this idea that he's going to be a champion is laughable. But do you watch Jake Paul and you're like, oh my God, this guy's never put on a pair of... No, the guy does train very hard at boxing for the time that he's done it, but people do this stuff from the time they're kids and are getting amateur fights and doing it up into the Olympics. And he picked this up in his 20s, and he's trained very hard, and he's done okay for himself. He obviously strategically picks this stuff up. I've never understood his need to want to be looked upon as some champion or some actual boxer. The whole point of it is, how do I get people to tune in to want to see me lose?
He's trying to do the Brock Lesnar thing, where Brock Lesnar came from the WWE, went to UFC, and then, like, less than 4 or 5 fights, he had a heavyweight title battle, and he won. So what he's trying to do is, we all looking at this as this is like some sideshow or whatever, but he's actually gaining a lot of traction. So he's thinking to himself, him and his people are probably thinking, we can get enough traction to get a legitimate fight. Like, what if he got like a WBO title fight and won? It would legitimize him. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually winning a belt in a sport that he wasn't trained. That's what the end game to me is, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but also, like, Brock Lesnar beat legitimate guys. Like, he beat Frank Mir, Shane Carwin, and then lost to Cain Velasquez. Like, and Brock Lesnar had a collegiate wrestling background, and also he was one of the biggest freaks in that sport, you know? So with Jake, he's honestly taking like the Mayweather route of, I just need people to tune into me to see me lose, but I'm never going to put myself in a non-advantageous situation. I'm going to take on older guys, smaller guys, and yeah, maybe Mike Tyson will meme him. Very unlikely, but maybe he will. And everybody
he's gotten more than Jake will ever learn.
Of course he has, but he's also probably done that because he has 6 decades of life on this earth, Vlad. And as we've talked about with your quarterback, there's an old thing called Father Time that's undefeated.
So let me ask you a question. And I'm going to use my own personal experiences with you.
Yep.
And with the same situation.
Yep.
When I say I can kick 80-year-old Chuck Norris's ass, and you say no chance.
Right.
Why can't Tyson beat Jake Paul?
You haven't been training to kick his ass, respectfully.
I don't have to. He's 80.
Okay.
Dude, there's certain things 80-year-olds can't do. It'll take him a day and a half to get his leg up to my head.
I need you to take a few
karate. Norris is 80?
Yeah, I need you to take a few karate classes.
Chuck,
With Tua?
and I mean this in all sincerity because you are one of my favorite action film guys. Next time you go to play Hearts and eat Melba toast, get all of your 80-year-old friends and come see me. I'll beat all y'all together.
Oh, come on, man. Listen to this, man. Now this guy wants to beat up the old.
I'm just saying. No.
He's had a problem with the old for a while.
I don't have a problem with the old. Hell, I'm old. But I'm just saying, you are telling me I can't beat an 80-year-old while telling.
You don't respect the high kick. You'll never see it coming.
Not from an 80-year-old.
You'll never see it coming.
Show me an 80-year-old that survived a kick above the waist.
Dude, he can kick. He can still kick. He's going to be able to kick until he's in the grave. And you don't respect the kick. You'll never see it coming.
Not from an 80-year-old.
I hate when you say this because I'm looking at I have the vision of Chuck Norris trying to kick Leroy. He's 80. That leg is not coming out.
No, I'm telling.
Chuck Norris will be sitting there with his arm, and I'm gonna say, "Look, I'm gonna do it."
Vlad, your minutes removed. Your minutes. No, Vlad, your minute. Well, I don't think that's gonna happen to Mike Tyson. I don't think Mike Tyson's getting put to sleep. I don't think that's gonna happen.
But what I'm saying, you saying, right, that you worried about Mike Tyson fighting
Jake Paul
because Jake Paul's so much younger than him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same age difference between 80-year-old Chuck Norris and me.
There's no kicks. You don't respect the kick.
Not from 80. Show somebody send some video of an 80-year-old high kicking anything.
It's well known that Chuck Norris is still doing Tybo.
Yeah, on the ground Tybo. The slow stuff in the park. That's what he doing.
Billy Blank's credit, man. You still got guys doing Tybo.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just saying.
What's the thing that he did? He had the ultimate gym. What was Chuck Norris's thing?
They say Chuck Norris keeps his flexibility.
With Christy Brinkley or something
I'm not disputing any of this. But I'm telling you this. At 80, your leg is not designed to go over your head. And guess what? How tall is Chuck Norris? 5'8", 5'9"?
I don't know.
So that means he got to kick 6 feet in the air to get me?
Tall enough to get to your chin.
Nope.
This is exactly why you get knocked out, because you don't respect the kick.
I don't respect the kick from an 80-year-old.
You don't respect the kick from anybody. We've had this one of the long debates on this show.
No, Vlad, here's what I've said. And I've kind of teetered on this back and forth. But I'm saying, as a guy who game planned and know what another guy could do, right? If I'm watching film and the guy I'm getting ready to fight has put 5 people to sleep kicking him, I'm going to look for all the things that I can find out that's going to lead to that kick. Now, what fighters have said to me, we set it up so you don't see it. Okay? I'll probably be the guy that get knocked out, getting punched right in the face.
Yep.
But I'm not going to get kicked. But no.
He beat Bruce Lee.
He did fight Bruce Lee.
No.
I don't know if he won.
No.
Take a break. Tickle Leroy's Fancy next. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to Tickle Leroy's fancy. Go around the
You know what
week
you're not tickling
11.
my fancy with?
What's
An
that?
80-year-old kick.
Let me ask you this. I know this is a great question by Josh Hart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If we gave you 3 months of training, essentially, we give you an off season or a training, maybe a little bit more than a training camp.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's not applicable. Let's not say against an NFL team, but let's say an SEC team.
No.
Or an ACC team. Could you pick up a 4th and 3?
No.
Not once?
Nope.
What if I gave you not one carry? None of that's going
carry.
good.
Not one carry.
Even if we gave you
I wouldn't be able to get in the stance.
Oof.
But I know this. I'm not claiming to go. You've never heard me claim that I could go out there and do any of that. Not even a high school team.
You could do a high school team.
Nope. No. I'm okay with that. Like, for people to think that, like, no, I know, listen, I knew when it was time to walk away, and I know where I stand right now, health-wise. No.
1
But
o'clock.
I tell you this, I know how I feel, and I still know ain't no 80-year-old gonna come and head kick me.
All right, dude. I mean, he's a dangerous weapon.
Oh,
Not at 80. Dude, not even
I
4th
can't
and
believe
inches.
how
I wouldn't be able to get to the line of scrimmage.
I can't believe after
Insecurity and knock you right out.
No.
Dude,
Old ass Chuck Norris.
I can't believe this many years into this, we've been having this argument, and you get this upset about it.
Because it's crazy. Dude, I know
Wait,
how
wait,
I feel
why is
at
it
my
crazy?
age. Add 24 years to me.
Yeah, but you don't have his arsenal.
It doesn't. At some point, your arsenal don't hurt nobody.
Okay, dude.
Unless it's got lead on the end of it.
Nope, that's not true.
Okay. So you think, let me get this straight. You think Chuck Norris is going to be able to do some kung fu crap and beat me?
Yeah, you're a novice. I'm sorry.
I don't care what I am. I'm going to bum rush him.
Okay.
He's 80.
You're gonna bum rush him and end up like Ben Askren is what's gonna happen.
No.
Tobin, can you imagine Leroy trying to bum rush him with his old self and his body's
Like you know what the reflexes
you know
are.
what?
after
You
a
know
double
what?
digit amount of surgeries?
You know what you guys would say. And here's what sucks about this.
Take 2 days.
Why he beating up on that old man?
No, what I'm gonna say.
2 days for you to get to him, and he'll probably fall asleep by the time you get to him. You're both old.
So how long do you think it's gonna take him to kick me in the head? If it take me 2 days to get to him,
Oh,
it's
well,
gonna be the
well,
slowest
he'll have
thing right
time.
now.
With an
You'll have
attitude.
time. Your old ass is getting running. He'll be like, oh, I have time
But
to
I'm-
get my leg
but
ready.
I'm still 24 years younger than him.
Doesn't
so
matter.
how slow is he moving?
You're gonna have the youth. You're gonna give him all the power he needs because he's just gonna have to put that obstacle up. Bang! You're gonna be out. Night.
At 80 years old, Dolphin Kane said it himself. Even monsters look under the bed for Mr. Chuck Norris. Monsters.
Not me. If I see Chuck
80
Norris
years
under my
old.
bed, I'm gonna offer him some milk and Melba toast.
It's honestly this attitude that makes me more confident you're gonna lose to Chuck Norris because you don't have. You're too overly confident. If you would go in this
not
with
a matter of being overly confident. It ain't even got nothing to do with Chuck Norris. It got to do with 80-year-old Chuck Norris. 80. So let me ask you a question.
Walker, Texas Ranger. Dude.
Let me ask you, do you think
No.
an 80-year-old Chuck Norris could kick your ass?
Total Gym by Chuck Norris?
Yeah.
Total Gym was 20 years ago.
You see,
You don't lose that stuff, man.
you don't lose it,
Yes,
bro.
you do.
Old man strength.
Come on, man. It's second hand to him, man.
And the martial arts never leave you. You know, they say you never stop learning.
Yeah, you never stop learning. It's correct. But 80, you're limited.
I don't think you are.
Okay. He could bring Chuck Norris, his Bowflex, and all of that stuff. Bring it with him.
All right, so if I made it Anderson Silva at 80, you think you could beat him?
Yes.
No.
What?
So silly.
Yes.
Okay.
That man will kick you like a field goal.
Dude, I don't think you guys.
Goes Leroy.
I don't think you understand what 80 is.
It's an age. It's a number.
Pull up an 80-year-old.
No. You got to pull up an 80-year-old Anderson Silva.
Oh my goodness.
That's the spider.
You guys don't.
Who did lose to Jake
understand.
Paul?
I'm telling you how I feel at 56.
But it wasn't MMA.
I'm telling you how I feel at 56. And you're going to add 24 years to me?
But you just told me you can't even do your task against a college team. So why would I feel like you could beat Chuck Norris at his own game?
Because he's what I am to college football is what he is to me.
No, I don't think so. You're not college football.
Wait. Hey, let's think about this. Okay. I'm farther away. Chuck Norris is 84.
Right.
So he's damn near 30 years older than me.
Yeah, but he's
Y'all
continuing
losing y'all rabbit ass mind.
But he's still in the martial arts. Like you stopped football a long time ago. Respectfully.
Okay.
I want to be clear on being respectful.
I'm telling you.
We heard you.
84 years old.
Gonna kick
84
your
years
ass.
old. No, he won't.
You're yet again.
No, he won't.
There's never been. I just want to be clear about
Listen,
something.
first of all, y'all have to understand this. Just the principles behind this and where I'm from. I ain't going down.
Okay.
Nobody said you going down. Listen, see here. You see, you got it wrong, Leroy. Nobody said you wouldn't fight. It wouldn't be in a battle or anything like that. We're just saying. Well, at least Tobin is. He thinks that Chuck Norris will get the best of you. That's all. You gonna get got.
Listen.
Oh, he's 84.
I'm gonna have to put his ass to bed with some warm milk when I'm done.
He's 84.
What's wrong with y'all?
What if he does that to you?
Huh?
By the way,
What if he does that to you?
He's not.
If Chuck Norris hits you,
Imagine. Hold on. Let me explain.
imagine him
You know how
kick-
you feel right now?
and then he's tooted
Wait,
and booted
you know
up?
how you feel right now, right? What if I add 30 years to you? Think about that.
respectfully,
You talk
got-
about me adding 30 years to me. Like, what is wrong with y'all? This ain't got nothing to do. All this got to do with is 84 versus 56. It ain't got nothing to do with what that guy's did, how great that guy's been. It's 84 against 56.
He knows karate, taekwondo, judo, tang soo do, chun kuk do, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
You know what he don't know?
He knows things that haven't been
56.
created.
He don't know 56 because he 84.
Yo, he knows 56. He was 56 28 years ago. What are you talking about?
the hell is chun kuk do?
I don't even know some of these fighting stances or fighting.
Yeah.
What is like he's done things. He's created things that's not even been
that
put
was
out in the world yet.
40, 50 years ago. I'm not saying
Man, that's a lot of trophies he has.
at one point he was the baddest man on the planet. I'm not saying that. I'm saying at 84, not so much.
So
we
Tobin knows.
I do like Kung Pao chicken. Not as much as General Show's chicken, though. We'll take a break. We will get to tickle my fancy. But Leroy, once again,
it's you.
No,
It's
once
you
again, no, nothing
sabotaging the show.
Nothing has infuriated. No, you're not going to blame me for sabotaging the show for something you have been legitimately angry about for pushing a decade now.
I'm just.
We were having this argument when he was 74 years old.
Yes, and I said it then. Now you're gonna add 10 years to it.
I'm making it a Twitter poll question right now.
That's a good Twitter. How about
Make sure you put the age.
Oh, I will.
You think Leroy could beat up Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal, or Jean-Claude Van Damme? Which of these 80s action stars do you think Leroy could beat him right now?
Steven Seagal could barely move. He big as hell.
You see what I mean? You see this? Automatic, instantly. He automatically assumes.
He was just teaching Alex Pajeda his deadliest stuff, just like he did with Anderson Silva years back.
Okay, teaching, not doing. That's what they say. When you can't do, teach.
Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, Tobin and Leroy. It's a Friday. We got action tonight. We got Heat basketball tonight. We got Mike Tyson, Jake Paul tonight. We got John Jones, Stipe tomorrow. We got Dolphins. We got Raiders coming up on Sunday. It's all happening for us, baby.
Panthers tomorrow night against
Got
Winnipeg.
Panthers against Winnipeg. They're about to get. So you know what? Something tells me the Cats are going to smoke them because it just feels like. I mean, the Cats have been good all year, but it feels like their best has come up when they've had these games against. Oh, you think you're the best team? Of course, Boston, New York, and now like Winnipeg is going to roll in here, and be like, we're the best team. And yeah, okay, dude, you're going to get clubbed to death. Maybe that's a little bit violent. Anyway, let's get to headlines here. Brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen. Choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Teos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. The Twitter poll is up right now. If you guys want to go vote, it is up. You guys can go vote now.
Let me take this poll.
Yeah, it's there for it.
People are putting money right now on vladbook.com. It says El Bori got $100 on Chuck Norris kicking your ass.
It's a simple poll, Leroy. Who would win a fight? Leroy Hoard or Chuck Norris, and in the choices you have 56-year-old Leroy Hoard, 84-year-old Chuck Norris. So there you go. Chuck Norris, of course, winning in the early returns, but not much returns right now.
One vote by Tobin.
It's early. It's early right now.
What is wrong with you guys?
It's early right now.
You going 80. See, here's the problem. Here's where we are in this world, right? We're in this world that you thinking of Chuck Norris when he was kicking everybody's ass. I'm thinking of 84 and only 84. I don't care what name you put on it.
Did you see there's this former guy, this former boxer, Tony Bellew. He's British. He was in Creed. He was the original guy in Creed that Creed lost to at the end, the British guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a boxing commentator now. He's good. He's a really good personality. He showed up to the Jake Paul press conference, and he literally showed up with an 80-year-old. He's like, I got your next opponent right here, Jake. And the guy's like, you see this man in gray? He's like throwing punches. He's got the giant gloves on. They kicked him out of the press conference. It's a great bit.
Oh wait,
it's a great bit.
Wait,
Jake.
You can sit on Chuck Norris, but how would you beat 78-year-old Sylvester Stallone? By being a foot taller than him. That's how.
All right. Well, I didn't realize we were doing a vertical leap contest.
You know what, Leroy? Let's which action star from the 80s who's definitely older than you, you don't think you can beat up? You think you can beat up Arnold?
Arnold's got some size, so I might not be able to hurt him.
Okay.
I know who else you're hurt him.
How old is he?
That's definitely in the 70s, probably like pushing 68, maybe 70, 72. He old. He's older than you. They all older than you.
64. It's not that.
Okay. Nah, that's too close.
So he'll whoop you out. All right. So
that's too close. Okay, that's too close.
What if
you said he's too fat?
Yeah.
He's moving a little stiff on Tulsa King.
Yeah. I look. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Chuck Norris, he's not.
But see, here's the thing, that there's tough and there's TV tough.
Right.
Now, Chuck Norris in his day was a real
tough guy.
Tough guy.
Stallone's
but not at 84.
Well.
Okay. So that's the part that Sylvester Stallone always been an actor and acting tough.
Yeah.
All right. Can you?
That's a big difference.
You think
Van Damme, a real martial artist?
Dolph Lundgren. You think you'll beat up Drago right now?
Did you see those commercials he did with? Like he's barely moving, dude.
So you could beat up Drago.
How old is he?
Drago.
If he's 70, I got him.
Drago is. Thank God for Wikipedia. He was born in 1957, so that would make him right now the age of 67.
Close. It'll be a good fight.
He will Apollo Creed your ass, boy.
No, Dude,
They're gonna have to throw in a towel.
I'm gonna
have to be
how he's
throw the
moving.
towel, Tobin. Throw the towel. I'm gonna have to be yelled at to Tobin.
I just want like look. I don't want
I don't
to.
think you guys see. I understand what age does.
Leroy, can I just tell you something, dude?
Sure.
I love you to death.
Sure.
But in the past 2 years, I have seen my friend wear the D-Wade spandex because he just had his legs redone, and you also just got a thumb redone. And I don't think you're coming at this with a full arsenal.
But
You think
wait, what if they had done?
I don't know. I don't know what you guys done.
They rolled too, and they've been doing a lot of physical stuff their whole life. So
at least Stallone had a stunt double. You were sitting here running for 30
he
yards.
wasn't even a real tough guy. He had a stunt double.
I don't know.
Okay. And I might add, he's 5'6".
Who?
Sylvester.
Chuck Norris.
Sylvester.
Well, Stallone can't kick you. I think you could beat Stallone.
Yeah, but so you think, dude, like you don't understand how bodies work.
I can't understand
You
how
are
much
84 years old. You're not kicking somebody in the face.
All right. That's
Unless they
exactly
just stand there. What am I going to stand there like we playing slap fight?
says the guy who's going to stare at the lights.
You know what? Here's a better question for you.
Wait.
Who do you
already
think?
got me staring at the light. Wow, you got no confidence in your boy?
Yo, bro,
Because you don't respect it.
They're gonna
I
whoop
do
you.
respect it.
I think Dane South said it well. If you were more humble about this, maybe. But you think he's not going to get off any arsenal on you because he's 84.
I didn't say that. I said at 84, he's not going to hurt me.
A shin's a shin, dude.
Okay. But guess what? Here's what happens when you're 84. The person who's kicking could get hurt too.
I don't know.
84-year-old bones, dude.
He looks nimble.
Okay, you could be nimble. That's not, I don't care how nimble. I don't care what he's been doing. He's 84.
I
And he
cannot.
still can kick your ass, bro.
Vlad, I gotta tell you, dude. I cannot believe we've gone 45 minutes straight on this. He's just as angry about it as when we first brought it up, and this is legitimately.
So here's
this is
Wait,
no. This is
Wade MVP 3 says. You ready?
What?
Chuck Norris can still do splits. That's what your go-to is?
Wait. If an old man at 84 is still able to do splits, he's kicking your ass, bro.
Who's
Dude,
helping him
we've
up?
legitimately argued this.
All right, let's do
50 times on this show.
Let's do
Because I can't convince you. Look, I feel how I feel.
okay.
But I just think that your disrespect of the kick is going to get you in trouble. That's it.
Leroy
It's been the same. It's the same thought I had back 8 years ago.
Okay.
Now let me ask you this: why was this topic brought up? Was it like the Expendables? Because to me, what Leroy sounds like, Leroy says he could beat up the whole cast of
The way it started, Vlad, when we first argued this, and we have argued this dozens of times, is because Leroy Hoard didn't respect the kick, which he has been.
Yes.
You know, he has been
enough fighters and
massaged on from fighters, but there was a point where he really didn't respect the kick. He thought anybody who got head kick was ridiculous. And I'm like, and somehow it got to Chuck Norris will do that to you. And he goes, no way. At the time, Chuck Norris was like 78, 79, 77. And he was like, there's no way a near 80-year-old Chuck Norris could do that. And now we're here. Chuck Norris is 84, and I still believe it.
Yeah, J Fig just said this is like Bam's Dominoes.
Oh, it's longer than Bam's Dominoes. I would venture to say
like his
there was extenuating circumstances,
but some
we
might say
we were playing the game at 2 different sets of rules. So
his arrogance, but your arrogance.
I'm not arrogant. I'm not an arrogant guy.
But
we don't. Well, you're very much dismissing Walker Texas Ranger.
And you know you dismissed Bam. You said
this show was filmed in black and white. Yes. Yes.
Now he's using a Walker Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
We gotta take a break. Tickle My Fancy is next. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. This time for realsies to tickle Leroy's Funzy.
Hello, Jennifer.
Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hey.
I like that shirt.
Oh, thank you. I got it at a very special store.
Did you?
Back room?
The promotions department?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get to it, Leroy. At 1 o'clock, the Las Vegas Raiders visit the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are 7-point favorites. Does this game tickle your fancy?
Yes. I want to see if they can get something going. I want to see if they can continue what they did last week. We'll see. I do think that Tyreek will get more involved. And I think that they have to offensively, they have to learn how to kind of play the game instead of playing offense. Meaning that when you see those outside runs and those quick passes that lose 5 yards, they don't fit into the offense the way the game is being played.
Don't forget about Antonio Pierce thinking that Tua should have retired.
That too, but again, that's everybody has an opinion, and the only opinion that matters is the medical staff and the player playing.
Only coach to have that public opinion.
Yeah,
reap what you sow, Pierce.
Well, I mean,
you know, he has a guy that wears number 98 on his team.
Woo! Crosby, he's a beast.
They had him last year too. Didn't go so hot for him.
What?
But yeah, that's why Tua spent a whole week making sure of throwing the ball quickly.
And let's not forget on the other side how many balls Bauer's gonna catch because they're gonna be throwing them quick passes.
Oh yeah. Well, that is if Minshew can get it to him.
Do you feel kind of worried that they fired like their offensive coordinator and all these stuff? You know how that usually happens with a team. And
then they have that little offensive spark.
Yeah, that 1 week where all of a sudden it energized, like the Saints with the Falcons last week.
No. You know why? You know why? There you go. Minshew and Minshew and also at what point do you realize it's not about the X's and O's? It's about the Jimmies and Joes. They don't have a lot of talent. They have some talent, but not talent at enough spots to score a bunch of points.
Well,
my fancy is tickled.
We go to the NFC North, and that is where the Green Bay Packers visit the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears are 4-5. They just fired everybody.
I mean, for as well as they started, they look bad.
Yep. Green Bay
smokes.
Green Bay is a 5.5-point road favorite. Does this game tickle your fancy, Leroy?
Yeah, I'll look because I'm curious I was watching TV the other day and they
rats off a ship.
And basically what they said was this is a perfect example of an offensive system or game plan that's not doing their young quarterback any favors. And then they showed in comparison to all the other quarterbacks, to Bo Nix, to Jaden Daniels, to all the other young quarterbacks and how they help them read defenses and get rid of the ball quickly or whatever. And they just drop, what's his name? The quarterback for Chicago. They just drop him back and just have him read like he's, Drew Brees or somebody. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And guess what? If it doesn't work out with him, it ain't him. Because they've ruined like a bunch of high drafted quarterbacks.
That's true. Have to think it's one of those. Have to think it's one of those teams that Dion is not going to allow Shador to get drafted to because apparently he has a no-fly list for some teams.
Who's the other person that did that more recently?
Manning.
Eli. Yeah. Yep.
Eli
was supposed to go to Chargers.
Yeah, Shador and Prime are going to Vegas.
Oh man,
See?
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's a pretty trash organization, dude.
But those guys want they want to make Vegas into like
true
a NFL
that would do it.
big city, and
that would do it.
Do it.
Having Prime in Vegas. Woo.
At 1 o'clock, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Nope. Keep it moving.
Not
Taking
tickled.
on the Lions.
Huh?
Fancy not tickled.
No.
Lions might drop 80 on them.
There are 14-point favorites, and McCorkle's starting for the Jags.
So my question is 14 too much?
Nope.
Not for this.
You know, you do realize what they did to the Titans, right? The last time they played AFC South team in Detroit.
And they
dropped 56 on them.
And Jared Goff only threw like 13 passes.
Exactly.
It was the craziest thing. They scored 50 points, and the quarterback didn't throw 20 passes.
Oof. Well, speaking of the Titans, the Minnesota Vikings at 7-2 visit the 2-7 Tennessee Titans. Minnesota's a 6-point road favorite. Tickle your fancy?
No, but isn't this the biggest surprise
Fancy
with them
not
losing
tickled.
who they thought was going to be the starting quarterback in the beginning of the year and actually playing with their backup?
Yeah, who's
To be
now
7-2?
Who's now starting to look like the guy that's been moved around to many teams. Like they won a game.
Yeah,
against
he's coming back
Buffalo.
to earth, right?
Yeah, dude, he threw 3 interceptions and one. I don't think he threw a touchdown. They beat Jacksonville like 12-7 last year.
Jared Goff did the same thing.
The thing
Jared
that
Goff had five picks?
Yeah, but Jared Goff at least has some leeway where you know.
I mean, but they're still like you saying that, but Detroit is only 1 game ahead of Minnesota.
Yeah, well,
and they beat Minnesota, and they beat them already.
Right.
So it's like 2 games.
The star of Minnesota, Andrew Van Ginkel, dude. Andrew Van Ginkel, star of Minnesota.
You sure? I take that guy Jefferson.
He's good. He's good. Van Ginks, 2 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
You know, pretty good. It's pretty good. And 6 sacks. There's a story right now on ESPN. The resurgence of Brian Flores.
He's going to get another coaching job. But I'm just out of curiosity, you think more franchises are leaning towards hiring an offensive-minded coach versus a defensive-minded coach? Because think about the success in football. It's all led by offensive-minded coaches.
It feels like that's the case. I mean, I think the only young guy who got hired for defense last year was McDonald in Seattle.
Right.
Most guys are the offensive.
And that's
guru.
because they ain't have a quarterback in the offense.
Well, you know, Gino, he didn't write back.
I mean, but that was when he came in. That was when Gino started. They didn't know Gino was going to be this beforehand.
Point for Tobin.
The LA Rams are visiting the New England Patriots. The Rams, 4.5-point road favorites on a short week going west to east. Leroy, take your fancy?
New England is kind of showing me a little bit, but I'm not interested.
All right. In one of our classic Leroy Hoard bowls, the team he played for versus the team he rooted for. The Cleveland Browns visit the New Orleans Saints. Cleveland's a 1-point road favorite in the Dome, Leroy.
Jameis Bowl.
How?
Not gonna watch the Jameis Bowl, Leroy?
I'm gonna watch it, and my fancy is tickled. I don't know how the odds makers could make any team a favorite. I would just pick them.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what the hell the Saints are gonna do, and you sure don't know what Jameis is gonna do.
Totally fair.
If I was the bettors, if I was the NFL, guys that set the line, I definitely would have made to pick them because this is a hard game to bet.
Right.
Why would you even want to touch this game?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And why would you give a team, make them a favorite?
I think people still look at Cleveland and still think like, oh, you got names you recognize. I don't think that happens with New Orleans as much. What do you get?
Alvin Kamara,
and
Olave.
Is he healthy?
Derek Carr.
Yeah, he's
is Olave playing, dude? He got sent
he out?
to
the IR.
He's on IR, so he got another couple of weeks.
Yeah, he got sent to the shadow realm, dude.
Yeah. He looked like when in the Avengers when dude boom and Big Hulk went back there and David Banner was just standing there.
At 1 o'clock, the Indianapolis Colts visit the New York Jets.
No.
Fancy not
Hey,
tickled.
I tried to hang on there for a minute.
Fancy not tickled.
Then when you said New York, I'm out.
Not even a little Jets hate watching?
Fancy
No,
not
dude. I don't.
Hey, guess what? I'm not
here's-
even watching that game.
I don't watch.
not
I don't watch the Jets to hate watch, right? I can just look at the scroll, and then on the bottom when they show it when I'm watching the game I want to watch, and see the scroll across there, and they go, "Uh-oh, they doing it again. Let me look at their numbers." Right. That's how I do it.
The Jets are 4-point favorites at home.
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock, the final 1 o'clock game.
Big
Probably.
1 o'clock slate.
Yep. Well, this is probably the game of the 1 o'clock slate. The Baltimore Ravens visit the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore is a 3-point favorite on the road.
So Baltimore is a 3-point favorite on the road. So that means they got it as a pick 'em.
Whew.
Hey, it's gonna be a good game because I mean, Mike Tomlin, I don't know what to make of you. It don't matter who you line up on Sunday. We know your team gonna have a chance.
It's true.
And you like we sitting here arguing about who should be the quarterback or not, and it don't even matter to them. He made the move to go to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson dropping dimes, throwing the ball deep. He got guys the Jets didn't want. All of a sudden, he catching game-winning touchdowns.
All right, relax.
Like-
The guy catches one pass, and it just so happens to be for a touchdown. Now we're making him like the greatest receiver ever.
I mean, he had a good credentials before this season. You know,
He also was coming back from a knee injury. Like,
I
you know what I'm saying?
understand, but he
I
was a
would be
very
like,
talented receiver, and you guys
I was-
ousted him
hey,
because
his knee looked
Odell.
his knee looked fine.
Oh, yo, listen, that would be like me saying,
Yeah.
Leroy. So if Odell catches a pass, a one pass on Sunday against the Raiders, it happens to be a game-winning touchdown. We're gonna say Odell's back.
hold on.
Different
hold on.
scenario.
Nobody called out Odell Beckham for not running the routes. You know, we were
Odell knew his route. Well, Odell knows his route.
Ain't nobody on the team got on Odell, right? They
As yet.
basically blamed the game on Mike Williams.
He didn't catch the ball, dropped the ball, and he ran the wrong route. But I'm just saying.
Did he?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He ran the wrong route. Like Leroy running to Chuck Norris and getting kicked.
So he's lashing out. He's lashing out, dude.
Dude, I try my new stuff on him. I go over there, hit him over the head with a Superman. Bow.
Well, that would be funny.
Man, punch.
Yeah.
Can't get up. Leroy, stop.
So I can't get up at 56, but he can kick me in the face at 84.
But Leroy, you try to get up and give him a Superman punch. It'll be more like a Clark Kent punch. You'll be lucky to give him a Clark Kent punch.
What? I can still touch the net.
Let's get
I
to
gotta touch the rim. What
the
you
four
talking about?
the 4 o'clock slate. The Falcons at 6-4 visit the Broncos at 5-5. Denver's a 2-point favorite. Take your fancy.
That'll be an interesting game. Still don't know what to make of Denver yet, although they've been a lot better than we thought. And Atlanta, it's that division, dude. That division. When you the best, you the fastest turtle, it's hard to determine how good you are.
Agreed. The Seahawks visit the 49ers. Is that taking your fancy?
Seahawks versus 49ers. A little bit. Seahawks, I want to see if everybody's looking for San Francisco to make this big surge because everybody's healthy. So
Yeah.
I'm going to see. I'll give a look at you.
4:25 on CBS. The undefeated Kansas City Chiefs visit the Buffalo Bills at 8-2. Buffalo is a 2-point favorite at home. Take your fancy?
Yes. Hey.
Fancy is tickled.
Why y'all do this with Kansas City? Why?
Why you do this, Scooby?
Why y'all do this with Kansas City? Now we giving Kansas City the Jake Paul treatment.
What do you mean?
We just want people just betting against them.
Yes,
Right?
Leroy. What are we talking about here? This has always been Leroy,
Hey, I
as
know.
breathing is important to living, hating is important in loving sports.
Yeah, I
Teams
know.
always
But
love
I'm-
you when you're young, you're new because you knocked out whoever.
And then they get tired of you.
And after you win 2, and they continuously see you, and then you start dating pop icons, Your wife is always on TV. We got to see your kids.
Why you
That's-
always gotta bring her up? We're talking about Kansas City.
Don't forget about the bundle Rooski.
Look, hey, let's not forget that. Hey, you're not wrong. But I'm just saying from a football perspective, right? They find ways to win.
Yep.
And
like the Patriots did.
Huh?
Like
Right.
the Patriots did.
That's what
That's
I'm
what
saying.
it is.
So I'm
that's-
gonna just tell you like this. Until I see otherwise, I'm not doing it.
You're not hating on them?
No, I'm not rooting. I'm not betting against them.
Oh. I mean,
That's what I'm
they are on the road.
What is that?
It's a regular season game. They lose regular season games. They just don't lose postseason.
Well, they haven't lost a regular season game this season.
And
to Buffalo.
They haven't lost
So
since
you
I think.
think so?
Have they lost since last Thanksgiving?
The last time I think they lost was Christmas to the Raiders.
Which is crazy. Hey, so let me get this straight. And I'm gonna go old school how we used to do games. You trust Josh Allen more than you trust Patrick Mahomes?
No, of course not. He is having a better season though.
But they all have better seasons.
Patrick Mahomes, if you just pull up his numbers and put Boo Boo the Fool there, you'll say that guy got to go.
Doesn't matter though.
His numbers. That's my point.
Doesn't matter though.
That's my point.
Sunday Night Football, the Cincinnati Bengals visit the LA Chargers, 6-3. The Chargers are 1.5-point favorites at home, Leroy. Herbert versus Burro. Does this tickle your fancy?
Yeah, it does. My
fancy is Tickle.
It's going to be pretty interesting when they're going to talk about the quarterbacks leading up to this.
All five of them?
And then Harbaugh going to suck the air out of the football.
Oh, yeah. He's like, watch me give the football to a defensive lineman.
He going to suck the air out of it.
In all fairness, he needs to do that.
No, I know. Right. You're right.
He needs to do that because if they go in a
You
shootout,
can't make it Joe Burrow against Justin Herbert. You can't do that. You lose.
But let's do over under, guys. What do you think? Vladbook.com has 3.5 mentions of Tua Tagovailoa in that game.
I'm going to go under. I think it gets mentioned. 3.5 seems like a lot. 4 mentions a game. I'm going to go under.
He's saying it because that's the same draft.
That's what I'm saying. But you just said that. Now, everybody in that draft, those first 5 quarterbacks have been pretty successful in the league.
That's what I think. Only Vlad. I think only if Tua has a big game in the 1 o'clock slate, they can throw to it. You know,
Herbert
throws a point though, because all the quarterbacks are playing on Sunday from that draft.
Yeah, but it needs to be a good Tua performance. I feel like to be brought up multiple times, like you're saying.
And Jaylen played Thursday, yeah. So
and then Monday Night Football, that game sucks. Cowboys are playing, so who cares? That is Tickle My Fancy. Leroy, tomorrow, Alonzo Mourning's got something coming on up. Why don't you tell the people about it?
Guys, it's finally here. We've all heard it. Men got to be strong. Men have to be tough. You hear us talking tough all the time. But when it comes to our health, we need to be smart, especially if you're over 45. You need to start getting all of your screenings. That's why I want to invite you guys to join Alonzo Mourning and other special guests, including Dan Marino, Ed Jovanowski, at the Miami Heat Men's Health Summit on tomorrow, and learn how to take a proactive approach to your health from some of the country's most renowned health experts. Plus, you can enjoy fun activities, giveaways, raffles for autographed prizes, and more. There's no time to waste. Come and get a health screening like Alonzo Mourning did. It saved his life. It could save yours. It's go time. It's Zoe time. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/Zoe time. That's baptisthealth.net/ZOTIME.
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Hey guys, join WQAM in Hollywood from the Joe Rose Show. You can join Hollywood this Sunday at 1 p.m. at Tamarack Moose Lodge at Rock Island Road in Tamarack to watch Miami take on Las Vegas in pro football action. Enjoy ice cold beer specials and get yourself entered to win a golf foursome at Jacaranda Golf Club in Plantation. Mixed bag time here on the program. Wes Welker, he had some thoughts. You got this, Vlad, the Dolphins wide receiver coach, of course, once the favored target of Tom Brady. Of course, a great trade the Miami Dolphins made to the Patriots. Just amazing. Wes Welker, he explained, that Jaylen Waddle and Tyreek Hill having good seasons, even though they haven't had the breakout yardage game. Here's Wes Welker.
I think early on, I think, it was something that, I wouldn't say caught us by surprise or anything, but, just knowing how hard it was going to be. And, there's, obviously ebbs and flows through the season of things that transpire or whatever. And I think we've, come together as a room and understanding that, at the end of the day, it's just about winning. And those guys are competitors. They want to win. And I only think a lot of times it's not about getting the ball. It's about not winning. And, you can deal with not getting the ball when you're winning. But when you're not winning, that gets tough because you want to try and make an impact in the game. And sometimes you got to let the game come to you in order to make those impact type plays that they all want to make. And, when the opportunity presents itself, it's just a matter of being in the right mindset and staying through the game. And you don't know if it's going to be a third quarter or the fourth quarter. It could be the play that makes a difference of us winning or losing.
Wes Welker, many words on his star wide receiver duo. Mike McDaniel is saying today, he goes, they're better at the line of scrimmage than they've ever been. Just, but I'd like to see, some bomb skis every now and then. I don't think it's too much to ask,
But yes, everybody wants to see the deep ball. But you have to understand that you can't let throwing a deep ball get in the way of what little offensive success you've had. Right? It'd be different if they were scoring 25 points a game, 30 points a game, and say, we need to take more chances going down the field to create bigger plays. They've been barely scoring up until 3 weeks ago.
Wouldn't that deduce to maybe change it up a little bit and take some more shots and a little risk it for the biscuit, baby?
I can't.
Because they're not scoring, so maybe do something different,
Can I? These are hard conversations to have with you.
Why?
Because
I'm very open to hearing all ideas.
Because I'm trying to explain it to you from a football, and you don't want to hear it. And so I get frustrated because you're basically saying just throw it deep because you have Tyreek Hill.
Look,
nobody plays football like that. You throw it to the damn open guy. So if the defense says, you know what, I don't care what happens, I'm not letting you throw it to Tyreek Hill deep.
Mm-hmm.
And then you throw it in the triple coverage and it gets picked. You don't go, oh, he took a chance. No, everybody's going to say, why is Tua throwing it in triple coverage?
Fair.
So he throws it to the open guy, and now you complain about he don't throw it deep.
That's not what I'm complaining about. And complaining is a very strong word. I wouldn't say I'm complaining.
Really?
We're just spitballing here.
We're not spitballing.
What I'd like to, you're in ancient times, and this is what it's like. You're the architect of the Sistine Chapel, but I'm Michelangelo. I'm just what could spruce it up a little bit? Some art on the ceiling. And you would say, well, that's not reasonable. Look at all the work that I did to build this chapel.
So,
yeah, but it needs a little something extra.
Your comments on this are equivalent. So let me get this straight. The building of the Sistine Chapel is equivalent to Tua just chucking it downfield in the double coverage throw it to Tyreek to say he threw it deep.
You got to take some risks, right? Because I'm sure when
you can't afford risk right now. You're 3
Why?
games below 500.
So what do you have to lose? What you've been doing hasn't been working.
Another game.
Nah, not against the Raiders, dude. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Without the Sistine.
Do you know? You're my brother. I love you.
I love you.
I want to choke the life out of you right now.
Why?
Because you don't make sense.
Dude, if Mike
he's cold. Thank you.
My God.
Thank you.
Tobin, you've done it.
It's the Sistine Chapel, not the 16th Chapel.
I didn't call it the 16th Chapel. I did not call it. I did not call it that. I did not. I demand audio of it right now if I call it the 16th Chapel, but I did not call it the 16th Chapel because I know it's the Sistine Chapel. So if Heat Colt wants to fill the chat with lies, that's fine, but I didn't call it that. Second point, without Michelangelo, it's just another church. Okay, so we could be like any other offense, but you got the cheetah.
Again, let me ask you a question. They've tried to get the ball to him in a number of different ways. Yeah.
Come on. Alec Ingold has had more targets than him in some games.
Because he's been wide ass open.
Yeah, but he's also intangible.
He's not because he's not Tyreek Hill, so they ain't gonna cover Alex Ingold.
You know what's funny? It's like Tobin doesn't want to see his intangibles do things. Like he wants to see all the tangibles.
Stay in their lane.
You. Let me see if I can get this straight.
Yeah.
You are willing to sacrifice success over getting Tyreek Hill to football.
But we've seen when you go to the Ingold well too much, we've seen what happens. It dries up. That's a very shallow river.
Again, are they having offensive success?
Not really.
Okay.
You made the point yourself. They're not scoring that much. Time to shake it up.
But you can't shake it up throwing it into double coverage. You know, what an offense can do, we always say offense can get whatever guy they want open.
Yep.
Right? But a defense can stop you from throwing it to a certain area of the field at all costs. And what is happening is, all these games, if you watch, see, you don't watch and pay attention.
Oh, I watch. I pay attention.
They are going out of their way to make sure Tyreek doesn't catch a deep ball.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? You throw it underneath.
You got to be good at you're good at, though. Like at some point.
Again, defensive football, they can take that away. You got to be able to throw it somewhere else.
Not to Ingold. Nikola Jović. He's wearing a mask.
Can you put one on?
What?
Can you put a mask on?
Why?
So, like, I can just pretend that I'm talking to someone else.
Are you actually looking for a mask?
Turn my camera off.
Okay.
I'm still here, though.
I don't like that. Put it back on.
No, that's too creepy.
Well, it's just you said you didn't want to see me anymore.
You're making me uncomfortable.
I don't know what to tell you.
No, come on. You don't think you're being unreasonable?
You told me to put a mask on.
No, I'm talking.
I think Leroy's reaches. You remember that movie with Michael Douglas? Yeah, you reach your breaking point, Leroy. When you got to tell somebody, "I love you like a brother." Like you gotta give a.
He says that every week, Vlad.
No.
But it's like think about it.
Point, like you want to put hands on your, like you want to put hands.
Think
on
of Vlad
every week.
Being so unreasonable, right? So unreasonable. He's being so unreasonable. Like he just wants the ball to be thrown deep, and if Tua does that. What do you think the first thing everybody's going to yell? Oh, he's just throwing it to me. He ain't reading the defense.
He's got Hill. He's got Hill.
But hold on,
That's what I want to hear.
Hold on, Tobin. But
yes.
Even Wes Welker said that they have to be even more perfect to throw the deep ball.
Let me tell you something about Wes Welker, okay?
If you're going to say it.
Let me tell you something about Wes Welker, all right? Company man, all right? classic excuse for a stalled out defense. Old McDaniel. Let me just tell you something right now. What I truly feel like is happening right now. Mike McDaniel is a little gun shy. Okay, this used to be a man.
He's not throwing the ball though.
No, dude.
The
Trust
offensive
me.
play is the offensive play.
He's basically using Tua as a puppet.
Wait,
and he has become a little gun shy. Those two are two peas in the pod, McDaniel and Tua. And McDaniel's become a little conservative in this losing times because he's more worried about not losing than winning.
Can I ask you this question? You watched the last game, right?
Yes.
You saw how periodically the pass rush was getting there rather quickly.
Well, we didn't have a right tackle, you know.
Okay, so what makes you think he got time to throw it deeper?
It's Tua, baby. Just make a move, make a read.
He is making a read, and you're complaining about that.
He said before the season, it doesn't matter who the offensive linemen are. Brother.
He gets rid of the ball quick. Yes.
Yeah.
And be able to get it quick and find an open guy, getting rid of the ball quick is a skill in itself.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to say, the hell with that skill, the hell with all that, throw it to Tyreek.
Yeah. Or Waddle. But you know he's going to drop it. Got to take a break, huh? More to come. Final hour of the show. Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to our headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Teos, the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. And we will get to those headlines in a sec. But Leroy, can we get a weather update?
Sure can.
From the Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
I got up this morning. It was beautiful. Now it is mostly cloudy.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how to explain that. The winds are relatively calm.
Ominous.
Coming out of the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. You know what that means. West-northwest, north. Look for it to get cooler in the next few days. And I would say the temperature, I'm going to go ahead on and say 82 degrees because it hasn't been very warm. We are getting a cooling, but I was looking, at the future forecast because that's what I do. And we're going to get into the 60s next week with highs in the low 70s.
What was the temperature you said?
82.
I like that.
It's 85.
Damn.
That's the second day in a row you've been.
Second day in a row.
Little off.
You're off.
Little off.
All
Little
right.
off.
See what
When I went out,
Chuck Norris kick would do to you?
when I went out for my Einstein bagels, it was quite cool. So yeah.
Miami Heat, they're back on the hardwood tonight against the Indiana Pacers. It is an NBA Cup game. It's a 7:00 tip-off, and coverage begins at 5:45. Solana and Tommy Tag will get you all set with preheat. Jimmy Butler, he is going to miss his third straight game with an ankle injury. He was at shoot-around today. He was chopping it up with Erik Spoelstra. Did look like he was in workout gear too. So I don't think reporters get to watch shoot-around, but it looked like he was doing something. So that's it feels like Jimmy's going to be back soon, Lee, right? It feels like it.
Got to tell you, I don't want him taken away from old Tyler. I want Tyler to be cooking.
Tyler has been cooking. You got Tyler Herro, Vlad. Tyler Herro was talking about it because he's been. I mean, it's been insane watching this run from him. He is he's absolutely killing it. What he's been doing with the 3-pointers, unbelievable. Doing everything. Decision making, the assists. Always been a good rebounder for his size. He's just been he's been just friggin', as like he said, he's like I just feel in the zone right now. Says it feels like he's having a summer workout when he's playing right now. So that's pretty cool to hear from Tyler Herro. Here was Boy Wonder at practice yesterday. We got him, Vlad.
I could have, shot that many threes or whatever it was early on throughout the game, but I feel like just being able to work the game, letting the game come to me is easier, and it makes more sense for the team. Try to get my teammates going, try to get everyone feeling good, and if the game calls for me to be more aggressive at the end, then I will. But I think it's more important to just get everyone involved early on and let the game kind of flow how it flows.
He's feeling confident. He's feeling froggy. I like it.
You can do that if the game is close. But you got to know when during the course of the game it's time to take over and keep your team in it.
Tyler's numbers through 10 games. He is just a hair under 25 points per game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's shooting 51% from the field. Sheesh. I mean, this is bananas. 48% from 3. Dude is
everybody in Detroit scared.
Dude is a sniper.
Yeah.
They didn't want him to touch the ball at all. They didn't when he
and
had
the shot that he took at the end of the game, I thought was going in.
Yeah.
It's been a minute like that for you guys to have a guy like, oh no.
Look,
he does it in the postseason. Don't get it twisted. He does it in the postseason. But
this is the thing with Tyler, right? Like it's all in his hands. The only reason anybody's ever talked about the last piece and who's going to be that guy and who's going to be the guy who steps up at the star power, That's in his hands. If
So
he,
let me ask you this: because everybody says Jimmy's the guy.
yep.
You think a lot of guys just kind of bow down to Jimmy and give Jimmy the reins to do those things?
No, Tyler's been taking shots, dude. Like
No, I know this has been this year.
Oh,
but
well,
I'm saying in the past, and as fast as they want to go, when they get down to it and it gets to those crunch times,
I don't
they
think it's a
give the
Jimmy
ball to
thing.
Jimmy.
Well, I mean, Jimmy's been missing the last 3 games. I don't think it's a Jimmy thing. I think Tyler. I think Spo likes the way that he's playing better.
Okay.
I don't think it's a Jimmy thing.
Okay.
I don't think Jimmy's holding him back. I think this is all, like you said, kid hitting his prime, confident, maybe got his body a little bit in a better place. It's been durable so far.
Yep.
And his shot diet's been crazy good.
My favorite is the teardrop when he goes in the paint.
Haven't seen the baby float as much though this
No,
year. It
haven't
has.
seen it.
It's been he's been more attacking, getting to the rim, getting some fouls. It's been cool to see. One man who's also been great to see. He said yesterday that he's playing whether his custom mask comes in or he has to wear a standard team mask because he doesn't want to miss games. But Nikola Jović got to see the video of his nose getting busted up. Here was Nikola Jović on his face.
It was weird, I mean, see my face and my nose going the other way. It was weird. Good thing that popped it back. It's a little broken, but I'm gonna
Talk to me about this mask. How's it working out? Having it on? Have you ever had one before?
No. I'm still waiting for the one that's made for me. I'm still rocking the the regular one that they have for like everyone. And yeah, I mean it's weird, but it's good.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
What's up?
He can't wear a standard mask with that schnauzer.
Dude, don't say that. He wore it at practice yesterday. He wore a standard mask.
Why?
He wore it. All right, and the custom one should be in by the game.
Extra large?
I don't like what you're doing.
You don't have to.
No, I don't like what you're doing. You're not being very
like
nice.
this. Sometimes
Very nice.
Sometimes the truth hurts.
You don't like your
No, he don't
Sometimes
like
the truth
no,
hurts,
he
but you
doesn't
went
like
off for a
him
whole
to get-
hour about you and Chuck Norris.
Yeah, he doesn't like his friend in with nasal length.
Yeah.
To be
He's
ridiculed.
getting a custom one.
Right, but I'm saying if he getting a custom one, it's like we knew guys on the football team that had to get custom helmets.
Yeah, because their head is too big.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
They basically had to bring them in the summer.
He's got.
They say I heard rumors you got a big dome. Come on in early.
I
We
would
gotta get you fitted so that you'll be ready for camp.
Leroy, I'm pretty sure this is me. Call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure that they make masks for all types of noses
Why you got to get a specialized mask then?
because they like to make it more precise. They always do that. That's a thing.
Okay.
Leroy's trying to say he got a face mask. Nose is so big, he need a face mask.
His
Look at
nose is sticking through the bottom of it. That ain't protecting it.
Don't say that. It's not.
It is.
He's just
It
pointing
is.
down. He's
Hey,
just.
wait a minute. Am I the only one that see the nostrils underneath the mask?
Dude,
like hanging?
stop saying that.
It might
All
be
right?
clear. It's a clear mask.
It's a clear mask. It's a clear mask. It's
why you
closer
can
than you
see
think.
Okay. I got you.
You know, you remember the LeBron mask back in the day?
That was cool. The black mask?
Yeah.
They only let him wear it for a game.
Then they told him he had to get a clear one.
Yeah. That was against the Knicks. He
Look
killed
how
him.
young he looks.
Yeah, he was 27.
Does he look young? I see some grays in the beard.
I think that's
Crazy.
just the light.
That's the light. That ain't great.
I don't know.
He ain't
Might
got
be
this
so-
going.
He might have been. He might have been.
He got that Draymond going.
Oh, who doesn't have grays like that?
Draymond got grays like that. He ain't got grays like Draymond.
Draymond Gray.
I'll give you a point for that. That was funny.
Point for
Wow. Y'all talking about me. Look at what Dave South just said.
I don't like what he said. I don't like.
They had to hire a construction crew to make that mask.
That's a
Bring it on in. Bring it up. They drop it down. Stay still. Stay still.
Jeez.
For Sash.
You're brutal, dude.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Why?
I mean, come on.
Hey, listen, there ain't nothing wrong with having a big nose. It's on a big man.
Then why point it out?
Because he
Well,
broke.
the nose is already pointing it out already. So I mean,
yeah.
Sticks and stones may break bones.
Hey, Al Michael said they hired the same guy that made the Wade statue.
Oh,
So messed up. Oh my goodness.
-1, Leroy.
No,
Not you, Al Macco. No, -1.
That's a point.
-1, dude. It's a disrespectful thing. I'm not going to let you do that.
That's a point.
He's a young man. He's built how he's built.
So you gonna say it looks good if you get the right angle?
It has angles. Take a break. Back after this.
I'm sorry, I did not catch that.
We just gonna stare at each other.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you.
You did not say 16. You said 16.
No, I didn't, dude.
This guy, man.
Play it.
I just played
We
it.
couldn't. We could.
We didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it. We couldn't hear it on video feed, Vlad. So Leroy couldn't hear it.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead and run that back.
An open guy, and now you complain about he don't throw it deep.
That's not what I'm complaining about. And complaining is a very strong word. I wouldn't say I'm complaining.
Really?
We're just spitballing here. Like
We're not spitballing.
what I'd like to, you're in ancient times, and this is what it's like. You're the architect of the Sistine Chapel, but I'm Michelangelo. Like I'm just like, what could spruce it up a little bit? It's a very clear sis. And you would say, well, that's not reasonable. Look at all the work that I did to build this chapel.
So
You're like, yeah, but it needs a little something extra.
Your comments.
It's very clear. It's a very clear sis.
All right, I'll give it.
He said it. He said it.
Yeah, and trust me, they would pounce on me if they by any borderline one.
I would definitely pounce on
those two hyenas.
Who? Wait, what?
No, never mind. Anyway, we got a little action tonight. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. The Tyson's line's going down, dude. Like it was at plus 200 yesterday. I'm looking on Hard Rock right now. He's at plus 185. People are betting on Iron Mike. I feel like
that slap. They saw that slap. They saw how you looked.
But I understand it's not power slap. Although Dana White probably wishes it was power slap. Stupid sport. If you even want to call it that. Ridiculous. Want to let you guys know one more time, by the way. Whiskey Stars and Cigars almost here. It's presented by WQAM and Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. Talk sports with the WQAM staff Wednesday, November 20th at our location, Tabacone Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. You guys can enjoy a sample of Aberfeldy 12-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey and a cigar from Drew Estate. That is next Wednesday at Tabacone Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. It's presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall, your 2023 Dealer of the Year, and sponsored by the Main Man. There is nobody better to help you flip your biz and cash out big than the Main Man. And also brought to you by the injury law firm of Cohen and Judah, where a partner handles every single case. Call them up, 866-FAIR-FEE. Methods tonight, Leroy. Jake Paul by decision plus 260. Jake Paul by KO plus 160. Tyson decision plus 850. Tyson KO plus 250. The draw plus 1100. 8 rounds.
It ain't gonna be a draw.
8 rounds.
It ain't gonna be a draw.
I'm telling you, dude, here's what I smell a rat. Okay, this whole thing smells like BS to me. And I'm saying 2 things are going to happen. We're either going to have a draw or Tyson body shot to Jake Paul. He goes down on a knee, sets up the rematch. Chestnut checkers.
There's definitely going to be a rematch.
So how do you set that up? It doesn't happen with Tyson losing. I'm telling you that right now.
No, Tyson loses but it's a close fight.
Nope. No. It ain't going 8 rounds.
It's not that 8 rounds, but it's 2-minute rounds, Leroy. That's 15 minutes.
Okay.
Just letting you know, something's going to be. Shmita says, "What if Jake Paul bites Tyson?" There's actually some that have prop bets on biting of body parts. Do you want the odds?
What he also put on his ear?
No, I did not.
He did like a little custom made earpiece just in case he gets bit or something.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Isn't he taller than Tyson? He's a lot taller than Tyson, right?
I don't think he's a lot taller. They look pretty even yesterday.
Mike used to fight guys taller than him all the time.
Yeah.
Which part of Jake Paul? Which part will of the? Here's the bet. This is from Bet Online. Which part of Jake Paul will Mike Tyson bite? Nose is the favorite, plus 150. Ear, plus 200. Cheek, plus 400. Shoulder, plus 500. Arm, plus 700. Back, plus 1,000. Ass, 2,000. Leg, plus 2,500. Junk, plus 10,000.
No.
None of that.
He definitely expects a draw because Paul ain't. Hey, let me explain something to you. Nobody wants to go down. If you get KO'd, it ain't because you let yourself go down. It's because you got knocked down. So for all this, I'm just curious to see, like, yeah, those punches that Tyson throwing look physical on the mitt. But again, being almost 60, how much power does he really have?
I would say he's probably still strong. I would venture to guess he's still strong. It's more of a matter of, the cardio, like how long can he keep that up? But I bet you like for a round, 2 rounds, I think like it would still hurt if he hit you to the body for sure. I think so. He does look in good shape. He does look in good shape. I just don't know, I don't know how much how long that can deliver in a fight effectively.
Right.
But
nobody did any weight cut for this fight.
No. I think all in all, it'll probably end up looking like a pretty ugly matchup. That's why I might throw a little on the draw.
What are you gonna put?
A little action, J-Fig. None of your business. What are you, the IRS?
You'd be all over this with Marcos if he was here.
Oh my goodness! Did you see Smith put up there?
Jesus. Oh man. This is we're gonna watch something very unhealthy tonight, but we got something healthy coming up tomorrow. We've heard it all. Men have to be strong and men have to be tough, but when it comes to our health, we need to be smart, especially if you're 45 years old or older, Iron Mike. That's why I want to invite him and everybody else to join Alonzo Mourning and other special guests, including Dan Marino and Ed Jovanovski at the Miami Heat Men's Health Summit tomorrow. And you guys can learn how to take a proactive approach to your health from some of the country's most renowned health experts. Plus, you can enjoy fun activities, giveaways, raffles for autograph prizes, and more. There's no time to waste. Come and get a health screening like Alonzo Mourning did. It saved his life, and it could save yours. It's go time. It's Zo time. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/Zotime. That's baptisthealth.net/Zotime. Bo Nickal. We're going to talk a little Jake Paul, Mike Tyson with the UFC star. He works for Jake Paul. And he's got a fight coming up tomorrow as well at UFC 309. The great Bo Nickal. He joins us again. Coming up next. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Got Bo Nickal coming up here in just a minute for you, but want to let you guys know before we get to the UFC star that our Dave & Buster's gift card giveaway is back, and we've got a $250 gift card that you can win to watch some football, Heat, Panthers, Canes, hoops, and a whole lot more. To enter, go to WQAM.com/contest. Dave & Buster's, eat, drink, play, watch sports at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood. That'll be the place to be this weekend with the fights, with the football, with the Heat back tonight, the Panthers tomorrow. It's a very, very exciting time. Tonight, we got Heat and we got Tyson Jake Paul. Tomorrow, we got UFC 309. And the man who's going to be on that card, he has been a sensation walking into his UFC career. Trained a little bit down here in South Florida over at Coconut Creek. He is from Penn State. He is undefeated. These fights barely last. He has really kind of been he has been the Mike Tyson so far of his UFC career, finishing these things in like less than a minute. It's been crazy. Bo Nickal stops by the show, and we talk a little UFC and Tyson Jake Paul with the UFC Rising Star. Big 10 Media Day. I didn't realize that we was doing the show. I didn't know something viral was going on behind us, where like this guy's like welcoming himself to the Big Ten, and he's like,
"Yeah, we're in LA.
We're in LA." Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. A man who was in the Big Ten himself, a monster in the Big Ten. Bo Nickal. He is going to be fighting at UFC 309 this weekend. Bo, thanks for joining us again, man. How are you?
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate y'all having me on. I heard some Big Ten discussion. What's up?
Wait, are y'all gonna ever get over the hump? It just seems like every year they're right there, and then they have those 1 or 2 games where they just, this year was Ohio State, just can't. It's close.
I know. I stopped getting my hopes up. It's a tough kind of situation to be in as a fan. Of course, I want the team to win, and I believe in them, but I feel like they got to get some type of momentum and start believing in themselves in these big games, because I think the person that wins the big game, it's not the person that maybe has even the best players or the highest level of skill. You just got to go get it. You just got to really want it more than that.
Especially
other
in
team.
College.
Yeah, you just got to make it happen, and we haven't done that so far. So it's been disappointing, but luckily with the expanded playoffs, we'll maybe get another shot. You never know what could happen once you get into that position, and so we'll see. But I feel like this team is talented. They're good, but they just got to get a little more belief in themselves.
We've become kind of like adjacent Penn State fans because of Chop Robinson this year on the Dolphins. He finally got his first official sack celebration last week, so we're fired up for Penn State. We're rooting for that pipeline.
Let's go. Yeah, I appreciate that. We got a lot of fans, but we could always use more.
So this fight coming up here, Bo, I mean, this is obviously everybody loves watching your fights because they want to see how fast you can smash somebody. Like that's kind of become the thing, but you're taking on like a real veteran here in Paul Craig. Like, are you anticipating this to be a longer night at the office? Do you want to still go out and be a buzzsaw like you've always been? Like, what in this matchup are you expecting with the guy with the experience that Paul has?
When I look back at my wrestling career, my best performances, I didn't go in with this super detailed, strict game plan. I had more of a general idea of what I want to do, and I'm still game planning, but it's a little more open and leaves room for creativity. And so I'm kind of going in the same way for this fight where, I think that if you kind of lock yourself down into the fight has to go this way or it has to go that way, then what if it doesn't? And then you have a hard time pivoting. So for me, this camp has been a big focus on just getting better overall, improving all of my skills. He's definitely got a lot of experience and he's got some positions he's really good at. So I worked on those positions specifically, but I feel like going into this fight, I'm just very open-minded and just leaving room to be creative and figure it out as we go.
Are those the best fights to go into where you have a level of uncertainty fighting another guy, or when you have an excellent idea of what he's going to do and sometimes it takes you a while to adjust if he does something different?
Yeah, I think that for me, I enjoy the unknown a little bit. When, like my last few fights, it's almost as if you can't get as hyped because it's like, this isn't that big of a challenge, and I'm not as excited. I'm not, for me, the bigger the challenge and the more high pressure, the better I'm going to do, just because I love it and I enjoy it, and that's what I live for. So with this, it's definitely something that I think that this is a bigger challenge, and I'm going to go put on an amazing performance. I don't have any doubt about that. I think that the game plan is pretty solid. But I want to leave room to improvise as well. I don't like when people get themselves into a situation where something goes wrong in the fight and there's panic because they're like, oh crap, what do I do now? I didn't expect this. So I'm not really I don't have that specific of expectations.
Is there any part of you that feels like, do you remember like the last time we talked to you, you were very measured on you don't want to rush things because everybody has big expectations. I'm sure you have big expectations of yourself, but do you feel like as the more rounds and training you get under your belt, do you feel like the itch to vault to the top because everybody knows what your talent is? Do you feel like that's going to get higher on yourself to be like, all right, now I want to be taking on a title contender. I want to be right there in the mix as soon as possible. Do you have to fight that at all, or do you feel like it's getting to an appropriate time where you want to be at that spot?
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely, in my mind and part of my thought process. It seemed like, I had these big goals for so long, and they were so far away. I almost couldn't see them, even though they were on my mind. And now I feel like as I'm improving so much and getting these bigger fights, fighting tougher opponents, now it's like I can see them. They're right there. They're really a couple fights away. And that actually gets me more motivated. I felt this camp was the most motivation I've had to compete in a really long time. And I think it's because I am inching closer to those goals and I'm getting within striking distance of them.
You have gone pretty fast, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you have gone. Tobin was just telling me the story. It was the 3 fights you were in. So you have gone a lot faster than most.
Do you ever miss, I'm sure you being down here in South Florida, I'm sure you went to plenty of regional cards, but do you is there part of you that's like, man, I really never fought in a scummy fairgrounds or something like that?
Yeah. It's funny. I look at, so my first amateur fight was actually super crazy. It was in Pensacola, and I did there was a lot of people there because it was the main event was a YouTuber boxing thing. And so they had a lot of fans and stuff, but dude, it was crazy back there. People were drinking and smoking. Some dude knocked a girl out, and the cops came in and arrested him. And yeah, we were in a boxing ring, not even a MMA ring. It was crazy. So I got a little bit of it, just a little taste, and then I moved on pretty quick.
I remember Leroy and I, one of our first trips to Vegas, our buddy wanted us to go to the Hooters casino, and we walk out by the pool and there's a weigh-in happening at the Hooters casino. And we're like, this can't be very high. This cannot be very high level here.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. No, I actually love that though. So some of my buddies, obviously, they're getting their first fights, first amateur fights, first pro fights. And so I'm pulling up to some of these places, and we have stories for days about just the things we see. It's such an interesting, it's the Wild West for real.
Oh, it is, because my favorite is, the fighters are required to bring a certain amount of guests, so they got to sell a certain amount of tickets.
Yeah,
and the fights are always in the crowds with all the tickets they sold, and not necessarily in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wild.
It gets real tribal real quick.
Yeah.
We saw you mix it up a little bit with John Jones at the media day. Are you? I wonder from your perspective, seeing him back in the ring, admiration for a guy like that to come back, and I guess what was that like? Just feeling it out a little bit next to John Bones Jones.
Oh yeah, 100%. Every time me and John see each other, it's on site. We got to get some grappling in. Gotta test the waters out. UFC 285 was my first fight in the UFC, and he was main event, and we did the same thing. But yeah, I think he got me the first time. I might have got him this time, so we're 1-1. We'll need to do a trilogy. But yeah, John's the man. I feel like just being around him, you get this crazy. He's got this crazy energy and aura. Like he has beat everybody in the world. Just such a legend of the sport. And so I'm very grateful, very appreciative to have not only shared one card with him, but two, and this one potentially being the last fight of his career. I think he's got a couple more left in the tank, but you never know. So we'll see. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for it, excited. And I study him so much with his previous fights in his film. So just being around him is a cool experience.
Now you, Bo, you obviously another big fight coming up this weekend is Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. You host a podcast for Jake's network. How much are you? There's no way. Do you have any interest in this? Like, are you a little scared to watch what's going to happen? What do you feel are we going to see on Friday before your fight coming up on Saturday?
I'm definitely excited for it. I'm going to be watching. I feel like that's such a crazy thing, right? Like, who in the world thought that would happen? I don't know. I never predicted it. I don't think many people did, and it's really going down. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what happens. I'm a massive boxing fan, so I love watching boxing. I love watching old Tyson videos and stuff like that. And I've been, kept up with Jake's career. So I feel like it's one of the greatest boxers of all time versus, a guy that started off on the Disney Channel but is now a real legitimate pro boxer. And the only thing that really separates him is age, so it's like
that's a big thing though.
It's massive. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I mean, obviously if we're talking about a 28-year-old Mike Tyson, we're talking a different story, but we're talking about I don't know, was he 58? That's like 58, yes. He's 58, so that makes me a little nervous, to be honest. There's not very many people 58 years old competing against young guys in their prime, so we'll see how it goes.
What's the oldest person you would be comfortable competing against? Like, is there a limit? You're like, I won't fight a 50-year-old. Like, if Bo Nickal had to get into the cage, they're like, well, Bo, he's Randy Couture is coming out of retirement. We really want to see what you could do.
I mean, they write the check. It's all good. I'll take him out, no problem.
Bo, appreciate it, man. Good luck this weekend,
you,
and we'll be watching, man. It's always a pleasure watching you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.